Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Let them come.
And welcome to another episode where Heartbreak Feels Good. I am your host, Edgar Ortega, and today we will be talking about our first episode of what we watched in the month of January and February because we were too busy last month to do one for each. So yeah, we're doing now both of them double headers. So to help me discuss everything, Josh D. Woodbury.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, we've had some busy couple of months, but we're finally here, and I feel like it was fitting to combine these two because that's probably what we've done the past few times we've done this, right? Because we're always busy at this time of the year. It's the start of the school semester for me and Edgar. And yeah, there's not as many new releases, so it's kind of fitting just to combine the two. But yeah, I watched a lot of good shit to talk about, so I'm excited.
And Waffles aficionado, Evan Harris.
I eat the same thing every day. Waffles, lemonade, sometimes orange juice after school. Then I take a nap for about 2 hours and,
Sit thrilled over here.
that's my life. Thank you very much. Contrary to you guys calling me young, all my kids calling me old and any other variation of old at 28 years old. Yeah, great day today. This should be a national holiday. I don't know if you guys know this. Survivor, season 48. Drops tonight. Let's go! The crowd goes wild. You're not clapping, but the audience is clapping. They get it.
Got it.
But yeah, I'm excited. January and February, lots of movies to discuss. I've been on the roll this year so far. I think I'm like doubled what I saw last year. I think last year I was at like 7 movies by the end of February. Now I'm at like 14, 15.
How?
Because Sundance got me through a lot.
Oh, you got a lot of Sundance stuff, huh?
I've been seeing 2 movies a week for the past couple of days or weeks.
Mm.
And then TV. TV has also been really, really good this year so far, and it's only going to get better and better into March and April. So, yeah, I'm hyped. So, where should we begin?
That is a good question. Where should we begin?
Back to January. Back to January.
The first thing I saw, the first film I saw of the year was one of my top 3 favorite films of all time in IMAX. I saw Seven again. Did you guys check out Seven in IMAX?
I did.
Yep.
Yeah, phenomenal movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. I've burned my Blu-ray just watching it constantly. It's just an incredible, perfect movie in my eyes. It's Brad Pitt's my favorite Brad Pitt performance, my favorite Morgan Freeman performance, and I go back and forth between my favorite Fincher, between this and Gone Girl, but I think Seven takes the lead there. I'm a huge Fincher fan. Before Villeneuve, it was David Fincher for my favorite director. So, and sometimes it may be, it might just be Fincher, but but yeah, Seven and IMAX, incredible. That last act, perfect. True cinema.
Wait, did you watch this in the movies for the first time, Josh?
This was my first watch for this movie, yeah.
Wow!
Yeah.
Holy shit!
I mean, it's not my favorite Fincher, but you can't deny how much fucking sauce that man has, or at least had. I mean, he still does. The Killer was pretty saucy. But I know Brad Pitt's just incredible here. Morgan Freeman, obviously. The direction is insane. Like you're saying, the third act is just so tense, and I kind of like had figured out what was happening, what was in the box per se. So it wasn't the shock, but it still was really well done.
That's adorable.
One of what's it called? The Russo brothers' favorite movie to quote. This has 7 vibes.
Captain America: Civil War, the 7 of the MCU.
No, but yeah,
Brave New World.
Brave New World. Oh my god, we're gonna talk about this later. No, but yeah, like I agree with everything that you guys have been saying. Sorry, Evan, but I did kind of like fell asleep for like maybe 20 minutes while watching this. It was late. It was like 10 p.m.
That is late.
But no, but yeah, this movie is fucking incredible. That entire sequence, when they get to the apartment of Kevin Spacey's character, and he's just
The
outside.
chase
like,
sequence.
the
Oh
chase
my
sequence.
God.
Oh, so fucking
It's
good.
so good.
And
Yeah, sorry.
no, go for it.
One of my favorite scenes. There's like every scene is my favorite scene, but like when Kevin Spacey walks into the precinct at the end of the movie, it's so fascinating. Like watching this film countless times. So like these are two very smart detectives. Full spoilers for 7, obviously, but like at the point where Kevin Spacey walks into the precinct at the end of the movie, they have no leads. Like he's pretty much got them right where he wants them to. They previously went to, I think it was Gluttony or one of them, where it's just like they had no clues. The other 2 witnesses like killed themselves or whatever, so they had no witnesses. And then Kevin Spacey just walking in, detective, like it's phenomenal. And then Brad Pitt's just full like, what the like, it's full chaos. Then the car ride, the score, the beating, like percussion, it's like
The script
oh,
is insane. Like the
so
dialogue
good.
here is so witty and so like, well, like one step ahead of you at every turn.
Big
Yeah.
time, big time. No wasted scene at all.
I
Yeah.
love Fincher humor. Like they don't give him enough credit for that because his movies are really funny.
Mate, right?
Yeah, but I don't know about that.
I like Mate. I'm a Mate defender.
No,
One man army over here.
but man, like this is just another perfect example of like it sucks that a certain performer sucks because
I
they're
know,
so
yeah.
fucking good.
Kevin's so good in this movie.
Yeah, he's incredible. Speaking of Fincher, I guess even though it's February, last night I was watching a few other of his movies.
Oh.
One of them, not for the first time because I have seen it, it's one of my mom's favorite movies, but I hadn't really seen it like from beginning to end. Panic Room, incredible. I love Panic Room.
I've never seen
I
it.
love Panic. Jared Leto is in that movie.
Yeah.
Julianne Moore too, right?
Who?
Julianne Moore, is that correct?
No, it's what's her name? The girl from
Jodie Foster.
Jodie Foster. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Jodie Foster and a young Kristen Stewart, right?
Yeah. Yep. And Nicole Kidman.
Oh, okay.
Oh, isn't Saul Guerrero, Forrest Whitaker? Is he in that movie?
Yep. He's the other one of the other. Yeah.
He's the other one of the robbers. That movie is so the way he shoots it with the thing going like the elevator or pulley system going down.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah, and it again, like it's one of those movies where it's such a simple idea that I could see somebody making today, and it just like completely falls flat. But because it's Fincher, he makes it like like there's like a certain scene that I'm not gonna spoil because Josh hasn't seen it, but it has to do with Jodie Foster kind of like going through the walls and putting something in it, so the other characters are affected by it. And again, like the way that he shoots it, it's so freaking incredible. And the payoff of that scene, great.
I mean, Fincher comes from like the music video background, and you can really see that in 7 and Panic Room, his early movies, Alien 3, yeah. But like you can really see like that kind of sauce, that his tight, like meticulous editing, especially in 7 as well.
Does he edit his movies?
I think so. Does he not?
Not sure. I'll double check
that. I mean, I think he edited some of his movies, maybe not all of them.
Not 7.
Not 7? Okay.
No.
But yeah, the way he shoots is just fantastic, and the color grading on all his movies is amazing. The thing I also love about 7 is like the city is never named. It's just like it's the city, like this foul, ominous, dark place that Morgan Freeman just wants to leave. But you get your bright-eyed character in Brad Pitt, who's so full of optimism, and it's just so peak. Their dynamic is great. Gwyneth Paltrow is really good as well in 7.
Yeah, really good. Yeah.
So I just love that movie, and I love mystery thrillers where you can just track where the detectives are going. Nothing's overly confusing. Nothing's too like how did they get from point A to point B? Like 7 is very meticulously written, and it's so much fun to track and follow.
Yeah,
I thought the Forte restoration looked good too. I know there's controversy about that, but I thought it looked great in IMAX.
I thought it looked great too. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I still haven't popped up this, but I'll probably will also do sometime soon. And the other movie that I watched also of his was Social Network, another rewatch.
My favorite David Fincher.
Yeah. Oh really?
I mean, it's a basic answer, but yeah.
I think it would probably be my second. Gone Girl is still my number 1, but
I need to watch Gone Girl again.
Gone Girl was so good. Like Gone Girl was like legit my favorite movie ever when I saw it in 2014. I was like, I stood up and clapped my 18-year-old ass.
It makes me so sad that that's his last theatrical movie. Like, we need Fincher back in the movies.
Don't say that, Edgar. Oh my god,
That's
10
crazy.
years ago. That's
You know,
11
it was
years
Dragon
ago.
Tattoo.
That was
before
11.
him.
Or Unreal? That was before.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was 2011.
I
One
still
of
haven't
the-
seen that either.
One of the
That's
best
the only
trailers ever.
Fincher that I haven't seen of his.
Mm.
Yeah.
But yeah, Social Network, Jesse Eisenberg, Andrew Garfield. How the fuck did Andrew Garfield lose the
Oh
Oscar?
my god. Oh my god.
Was he nominated?
Should
I want to say
Wasn't.
I don't
yes.
think he was even nominated. Maybe he was. I don't think he was even nominated.
Was
I
Eisenberg
don't-
nominated?
Definitely, right?
I'm sure. I mean, we say these things, but when
What
as
one
we've seen
picture
today-
instead of this that year? It was
Was it
like
King's
King's
Speech?
Walker, right? Or King's Speech.
love-
That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Social Network should have won that. But yeah,
easily,
I think
easily Aaron Sorkin's best script.
Oh yeah.
you don't like West Wing.
I haven't seen it.
No.
My mom loved West Wing, so I always like went in the room and watched it with her. But I think I would go 7, Gone Girl, Zodiac, Social Network. I don't know which one. It's hard.
I like the trailer. It's I mean
Trailer's
it's
fun.
just really fun, yeah.
Yeah, super fun. Better than Mank. But anyways,
Garfield was not nominated.
yeah, I don't think he was nominated. Yeah, that's crazy. How is that?
Eisenberg was though.
In modern days, he would 1000% be nominated for that role.
It only
1000.
won score, editing, and screenplay, which is crazy.
Screenplay was goaded, but yeah, that's crazy.
That's a great
think-
score.
Yeah, one of the I think the first like breakout for Reznor and Ross, right? And scoring.
So yeah, that was 7. Movie that Josh finally saw. Anybody see Den of Thieves 2? Pantera, baby!
I have
Woo! Anybody? Nobody?
I did see the first one and this one for the first time.
Okay. The most surprising part about Den of Thieves 2 is that it's not the end. They tease a third one at the end of the
Oh
movie.
shit!
And I'm like, holy shit, they're making this. Like, I audibly said in the movie, like, holy shit, you're making this a franchise. Which, okay. Cool.
And that's Mission Impossible since that's dying.
I guess, you know.
It very
Oh,
much feels like the Fast Five of this thing that they want to do, like want to turn it around to a different direction.
They totally did. This one's more. I guess I don't know. The first one was more. I think more shoot 'em up than the second one.
Should I watch both or just 2? Or
Both.
any?
Both. You can't watch the second one without watching the first one. I think you'll get.
They're good though. They're worth watching.
They're solid.
They're
I know
solid.
2 got a lot of hype on Twitter.
Did it?
On my timeline, at least.
Oh, I wish I was there. I mean, I think I like the first one more than the second one.
Me too.
The second
Really?
one.
Okay.
What did I write here? Where's my fucking review? It's solid. The dynamic between O'Shea Jackson and Guard Butler is still there. It's still very, very fun.
Wait, O'Shea Jackson isn't this?
Yeah, O'Shea Jackson's like the main lead. He's like
okay.
the robber in the first one. O'Shea's the robber. Gerard's the corrupt cop. But this one they have a fresh dynamic because the roles have changed slightly. Their dynamic keeps you on your toes till the last, act in the movie. Very fun. I thought it was predictable, but some might not think it's predictable. But it has some cool. This one's more funny. They have some more like this movie is very bro-y. Like this one, like you watch it with your bros.
Dude's rock.
Yeah, dude, rock. It's very funny. You're getting drunk at night. Oh man, those effing like we're just crazy, aren't we? Also, we gotta do a heist the next morning. Oh shit, like that kind of movie.
It's funny
thought-
because like it's very laid back, but the thing that about Den of Thieves 2 that didn't work as much for me as the first one is that it's way too complicated in some areas of the whole heist situation.
Edgar, you took the word right out of my mouth. I think the heist, like we come to these movies to watch like a heist. And the first one had a cool heist and cops and robbers dynamic. This one, the heist was very lackluster. Like for me, I'm a very particular heist fan. I love heist movies. I'm not expecting Ocean's 11. I'm not. But like what I'm looking for here is like a heist where you can get different angles and intensity. This one, there was no intensity. They're just like robbing something. Somebody's coming back like, oh, is the manager going to walk back in? It's like, we know that's not going to happen. It's like the heist itself was very lackluster. And like Edgar said, the lead up to it was kind of all over the place for no reason. There was too many players involved, which there didn't need to be. Yeah. And that was kind of it.
Yeah. And about the first movie, who's the actor? I don't know how you pronounce his last name. Pablo Schreiber. He's really good. He's like the main villain of the first
Master
one.
Chief.
I don't know.
He is. Yeah.
That's him.
He's also in Orange is the New Black from.
Yeah. He said that. For some reason I just know him from 13 Hours from Michael Bay.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
You said Pablo Schreiber?
Schreiber, yeah.
What does he look like? Oh, okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, he's good. He's good.
He's really good. But again, like even though I like the second one a lot, like it's solid. I do think it feels like very disconnected to the first one. The first one is a straight thriller drama, and this is kind of like a comedy.
It's a comedy heist movie that it has weird pacing to it. Like it's much more laid
The
back.
second?
Yeah, the second one. It's not as it's not as like high octane as I was expecting. They try to make up for it in the third act, but it's just not as like cool or intense or invigorating as I was expecting. It was just par for the course for the heist movie. Oh, they got the stuff, and then they got to run away. It's like, okay. But it's just like, yeah, hopefully they make a cool idea for the third one. It's happening either way. So I'll be there in January, most likely, to see it. These are perfect January movies.
Is there one like already like in the book?
Again, it's already, they teased it in this one and they confirmed it like a week after this movie came out. So they'll be shooting it probably later this year, next year. I don't know. It's coming out.
I'm surprised it took them this long to make a sequel.
Right?
When did the first one come out?
2018.
Wow. Okay.
But it's like peak streaming DVD movie.
VOD, yeah.
It says The Brutalist here. We already talked about that a lot, though. Wolfman.
I watched it again. If you want to talk about it more.
Oh yeah, real quick, Brutalist, great movie, perfect. I mean, it's I gave it 5 stars.
It ain't winning Best Picture.
It's not winning Best Picture, but it's one of my top 10 of the year. Spoiler alert. For 2024. Adrian Brody better win for this. He's excellent in this movie.
Freddie Corbett better win too, my guy. It's not gonna happen, but let me dream.
I mean, rewatching because it's now that it's on VOD. Rewatching that first scene is so.
I mean,
stellar.
he did get BAFTA, but this is not that type of show.
Yeah, it's not the type of show.
We'll talk about it Friday.
Wolfman came and went.
Ugh.
We might be the only defenders here, Evan.
I forgot to give it 3.5 stars. I might go down to 3 stars. But I thought it was pretty. When I first saw it, I thought it was pretty thrilling. Like it has its thrilling moments. I think Lee Whannell nails some of the the transformation sequences in this movie is very like oddly unsettling at times. I think Christopher Abbott really sells the whole transformation process and that that disconnect that he has with his daughter primarily. I think the weakness of this movie. There's a couple, but the big one is like the family dynamic is just really
stripped in general is just not doing it for me.
No.
What do you mean stripped?
Script.
Oh yeah. The script is trying to say something, but I don't know what it's trying to convey. The whole idea with his father in the first act of the movie, and then leading into the whole rest of the movie, it felt disconnected.
I feel like part of the reason why it doesn't have much of a punch thematically is because the movie wants to tell us that it's about like generational trauma, and I understand that, but like the opening, the opening sequence of how his father like overreacts about protecting him is like, am I supposed to be off put by this? Because it seems pretty like normal to me. Not that I'm like raised by like your typical white men in the South or whatever, with like the whole culture of like weapons and everything and hunting, but like I don't know, man, like you just ran away on your own. Like if this is the type of shit that you do usually, like
it was dumb. I was like, hey, stick with me. 5 minutes later, I'm just gonna go off my own. I gotta prove myself. Then get killed by the wolf den. Bye.
This movie was just so frustrating. Like going from Incredible or Invisible Man, which was like such this fresh, bold take on Universal monsters, and actually had something to say and said it well. And had a great script, great dialogue. The direction was really fresh, and Winnell showed a lot of sauce there. I feel all of that somehow got lost in translation to this. I think the transformation scenes are good. The scenes where we see from his point of view, like what it does with the visuals, I think was interesting. But besides that, it just looks so flat and dull. We've been saying this a lot in recent years, but it looks so fucking dark for no reason. I mean, maybe there's a reason, but there's a way to shoot night scenes like this and not make it where you could barely see a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'll defend that a little bit. I agree. It was very dark. But most of the time when it was dark, it was from his perspective. Which
yeah, but you lose so much texture.
That's true. But then we immediately switch back to like the infrared or whatever it's called.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
We only did that for like 3 scenes.
Then the rest of it wasn't extremely dark for me.
For me, it was. Maybe it was just a theater issue. But even just the script in general, like the dialogue, like they butchered my boy Christopher Abbott. Like I've never seen him give a bad performance, and I think he did here.
Oh, somebody did.
I think that's
Craven. You didn't see Craven.
I didn't see Craven. Yeah.
This is an Oscar performance.
I was like, oh, okay, cool, he's back. Yeah. For me,
I think he was miscast. I think Julia Garner was miscast.
I do wonder how much of the blame we can put it on the crew and the cast of this movie, because this was supposed to be directed by a completely different guy.
Oh yeah, no, I think it's the script. Script's the main issue, but it's just the result of that.
And I don't think they're miscast, but this is one of the weaker, definitely weaker script. But Julia Garner's character. Like, I'm a huge Julia Garner fan.
Totally.
I love
nothing to do. She had nothing.
She had nothing to do. Like, me and my brother were like audibly like,
no depth at all.
I get it. You're like, oh, I can't be a great mom, but they never addressed anything about.
Even just like the scenes with him and his daughter at the beginning are so like, I hate this word, so cringy. It's not good writing.
I thought that was fine for me.
It didn't work for me.
I think the father-daughter aspect was fine. And I guess it hits kind of a gut punch.
It just feels so bland. All of it just feels so bland to me.
Okay, here's the thing. Here's the point that I don't know if it's exactly
like the most generic like Blumhouse horror movie, and that's not what I was expecting from Lee Winnell.
Yeah, I don't know if this is something to do with why the movie doesn't fully work, but I did think about it after seeing it, a month ago. Do you think part of the reason why it doesn't feel like it has much of a punch or like even character development is because everything just happens in that one night?
That was a big issue for me. Like, you're speeding up. This is a Wolfman transformation. Imagine if Nosferatu would take place in like one night. Like, it's just like I want some more time passing when we get to like these monstrous creatures. Like, all of it happening in one night just feels so hollow.
I think that's probably like on Winnell too. Like, there's a way to make that work, but it didn't result here.
Yeah, because we know at the beginning we have to go there for the weekend. They were already going to stay there for the weekend, but somehow the movie says like, no, we're going to cut the weekend short and make this a one night endeavor.
I don't know. It seems like it's a dull mess for me.
Yeah,
it's a mess.
The spider scene is cool.
But yeah, I like the sound work. I like the visuals.
The sound is good. Yeah, sound's really good.
It's just the family stuff was really bad, and the middle of the movie was just very slow.
And I will say, for what it's worth, because we did see like the first look of the Wolfman in the Universal thing last year.
Well, it's not the problem for me. I think it looks fine.
No. I think it looks like actually good. I just, there's not enough of it.
Yeah, that for sure. There's a lot of promise with this, but I think it was just a huge miss.
I wouldn't say huge. I had some solid moments, but yeah, I think it was pretty much a swing and a miss. I
do think it's funny how like the whole reason why they get into the accident at the beginning is because the Wolfen is just standing like the meme.
All right, can I talk about my incredible triple feature that started off my year?
Sure.
My New Year's Day. Edgar took part in this also. I saw La La Land at my favorite theater in the world. I saw Ninja Boys for the first time, and I saw Phantom Thread in 70mm. So all banners. I thought.
That's some
Okay,
good
let's.
man.
Start, have you guys seen Nickel Boys?
Not at all.
I know Edgar has. How are you feeling about it now?
I mean, I still need a rewatch just because I was
Me
tired.
too,
as shit.
yeah.
But I do think like the second half is not necessarily better, but it's where like the meat of the story is, where like it really hits you. The camera work, even though it is gimmicky, it
works though.
fantastic.
Yeah,
It is
it
really
works.
good. That again, I don't want to spoil what happens at the end, but there is a section where there's kind of like a time jump that really got to me. That's really, really emotional.
I really need to rewatch it because like I wasn't like in the right headspace. Maybe I was like struggling trying to put how it all works together until like right at the end. So I need to rewatch to see like how it all comes together for me. But like as like right now, I think it's I didn't really emotionally connect with it as much as other people. It's still one of the like most like bold achievements of last year for sure, and something we've like haven't really seen before.
Should have easily gotten at least a cinematography.
Come on now, yeah. I mean, Ramon Ross for director too. I think that's achievement in directing. Then yeah, I saw Phantom Thread, and Edgar saw it also for the first time in like
since
while,
it came
right?
out. Since it
made you fall in love with it. Yeah, so that made me happy.
Also because when I saw it, I just saw it like not after the Oscars, but like around the Oscar time. But I just saw it on my laptop. It wasn't ever gonna hit as much as with a crap.
Yeah, so. That movie is just incredible.
I didn't love it as much as other people. I saw it when it came out in theaters.
You should rewatch it. Like I
thought it was just very good, but I didn't like appreciate it as much as others or get emotionally connected to it. But I think I need to rewatch.
I feel like you would. It's like up your shit totally, Evan. You should
up my shit. That's new. That's interesting.
You should. It is your shit.
Okay, there we go. Yeah. Yeah, I would. I think you're right. I think because I remember like when people talk about it, I know what they're talking about. Like, oh yeah, that
up your alley is what I meant to say.
Totally. So yeah, I think who is this? Was this PTA?
PTA.
Yeah. I think this is like the one PTA film I saw or I've seen.
Really? You didn't see Licorice Pizza?
What pizza?
Licorice Pizza.
I don't like licorice on my pizza.
Come on, Anaheim.
Yeah, no, I did not watch Licorice Pizza.
It's like, do you like vibey hangout movies like that?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not a huge like vibes person. Give me a heist, then I'll watch it. No, I'm kidding.
You don't like Richard Linklater, I guess either.
I don't. Not that I don't like his movies. I haven't seen a lot of his movies.
No.
Yeah, I have not seen Boyhood.
Ugh, incredible.
Yeah, maybe with the sequel Manhood, I watch it, but
Girlhood. What vacation to America? Am I right?
But yeah, that sounds like an awesome experience, though.
Yeah, it was great day. Before the fucking chaos that's happened in January.
Right before.
Oh, the election
and the fires and all that shit.
Fires, okay, yeah. Or inauguration.
Started 2025 with a bang.
Yo.
Okay, what else in January for me? Oh yeah, this is a catch-up movie I watched. Evil Does Not Exist.
Great movie, right?
You seen it?
Yes.
I fucking love this movie,
dude. That ending?
That ending is insane.
Also, that initial, not rally or conference. What was it called? Like those two people talking about
the council
meeting. Yeah. Phenomenal. Like it's just weird.
I fucking love how Hamaguchi writes his movies. I drive my car and then here, like, he lets conversations just linger on the screen for way longer than traditionally, like in traditional movies, and it works so much for me. It's just so organic, and his writing is, and his scenes, and like it's a slow burn, but it's kind of stunning how glued you are to the screen for most of the runtime.
It took me a minute to get invested, to be honest. Like, it took me a minute to get like invested with the setting, the characters.
It's very much like a vibe movie until the last 20 minutes, and then it flips the whole fucking thing on its head.
Well, for me, I think it was a vibe movie until that council meeting where I understood the plight of these characters, what they were really going through. I'm like, okay, now I see the connection to the setting. I see the connection to the characters, to each other. So that was really cool. There's some nice comedy as well. But yeah, it slowly unravels.
And it's kind of like, it's not to spoil much, but like it's so genius how the first like 2 acts, or it's the first like most of the runtime is this like very like I drive my car where there's people like talking. It's very like natural. It's very
picturesque.
Yeah, picturesque, very wholesome kind of vibes. Then that kind of leads you into a false sense of security with the ending and how it just flips the entire fucking movie on.
It flips it around, and to me, I had to really look online to really ponder what this movie was trying to convey. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing to look online and try and like decipher the ending, because I had my own interpretation. I was like, am I wrong?
I just want to see what other people say.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, am I wrong here? Because I had a totally different vibe of a certain thing until I saw the ending. I'm like, oh wait, maybe my opinion on so and so was wrong. But I think that worked, because then reading other opinions, reading what the director was saying, I'm like, okay, I get it. And those first 2 acts are so valuable to understanding a certain direction and certain change.
Yeah, it's just it's fucking genius. I think it's one of the best movies of last year.
It really Japan fumbled the ball not submitting.
I don't think insane.
Did they submit this, or maybe they did not submit this?
No, they submitted something that didn't like make waves at all.
Was it in Dry Grasses instead? I think they submitted or something. I don't know. But either way, I thought it was a phenomenal movie.
Wait, this was, I think it was, wasn't it nominated last year? Or at least in contention last year?
Maybe,
I don't know.
But either way, great movie. You're right.
It's on Criterion Channel. If you have it, please go see this. If you love Drive My Car, you'll love this.
Agreed.
And it also looks fucking incredible. Like the cinematography is beautiful.
Stunning. Did you have another one, Josh? Or because I think I'm at one of my favorite movies of the year right here for the 24th of January. Presence.
Yes, baby.
About that, yeah.
This was a great movie. I think up until Sundance, this was like my favorite movie of the year. I was like, this movie rocks. Like, it's such a fun. Like, I was the only one in the theater, so I was just talking to myself.
Well, my theater was packed.
Oh, really? Oh, cool.
Yeah. Well, I saw it in LA, so that's probably why.
That was like the biggest, like,
oh, not a brag.
Came out of nowhere. I was like, what? But okay. He even sipped the drink too right afterwards. Yeah, I thought it's in Cincinnati alone, like a lonely motherfucker.
Is Cincinnati a big movie city? It's not, right?
It's decent. We have a lot of movie theaters. We have a lot of variety. Yeah. But yeah, Presence. This movie rocks. It's just so much fun.
Until it's not.
Until it's not. The family dynamic, contrary to Wolfman, the family dynamic is so much fun to get into here. It's so natural. It's so like there was nothing like super cliche. It has its tropes, which is fine. Towards like, oh, my brother, my sister, like, the mom likes one child over the other. But like for me, especially with this being like an Asian family, I thought it was very smartly written.
Chris Sullivan, the dad. One of my favorite performances of the year. He's fucking incredible here.
One of the best dads of the year. Let's go. Also, he was phenomenal on This Is Us. He played the sister's husband on This Is Us. And he was also a great dad there too. But yeah, he was good. Who was the mom again?
Lucy Liu.
Yeah. Great
ensemble in general.
Great ensemble in general. The daughter was excellent. The son was excellent. Like, I had a great time watching these characters bicker, argue, but also talk about this idea of a supernatural entity. And following that perspective, the entire movie was so unique, but also like really thrilling.
The camera work is so inventive, but that's just a Soderbergh staple, man. He's such a good cinematographer, and like you just see that here. It's so cool.
And I was locked in from the beginning. I was locked into like the rules of this supernatural entity, and I love how. For me, I was like, am I just the only one really thinking about like the rules? But then later in the third act, they talk about the rules of the entity. And I'm like, okay.
And the last shot just fucking grates you.
Yeah. Let's go into spoilers real quick.
The scream that Lucy lets out, my God.
So that was chilling. But let's get into spoilers. So spoilers for Presents. Go see Presents if you haven't already. It's on VOD.
I did not know until the final shot. I hadn't put it together.
The whole time, it's the brother, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was arguing with Nathan about this. He thought it was brother like later on, but the whole time, no.
Yeah,
it's just the brother the whole time.
Ghosty time travel shit.
Time travel ghost shit. And that's the thing I was wondering, because when the movie starts off, the ghost is automatically in the house. And I'm like, did the ghost just
ghost rules in movies, ghosts stay in the houses they die in. At least
exactly.
If you've seen a ghost story from David Lowery, it's very similar.
That's what I was thinking, Josh. Like my ghost, MO is like, oh, ghosts stay in the house they die in or whatever. So when the whole movie's talking about, hey, it might be this girl that also got attacked and she unfortunately died. I'm like, if the person we're tracking is this girl, why did she show up in the house in the first place? Yeah. And I was going to be very upset if the movie never really addressed that. But they do when the woman comes over and she's like, yeah, ghosts work on their own idea of time, past, present, future, kind of coalesce.
This is like such a perfect companion piece to a ghost story.
I gotta watch.
Have you guys seen that movie?
That's the one with
David Lowery. It's Rooney Mara and Casey Affleck.
Yeah.
That's a pie movie where she's eating pie or something.
Yeah, it's very slow. Like one of the probably slowest burns I've seen, but it's very much my shit.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I have to check that one out. I love where's she been. The actress.
She was going to be Audrey Hepburn for Uta Guadagnino, but that got canceled.
Man,
that would cool.
Isn't Kate Mara? Isn't her and her sister Kate like? Are they going to be in something together? I think.
Oh yeah, there was that. I forget who's doing that.
Me too. But either way, I miss Rooney. She's great. But yeah, either way, this movie is just so much fun to follow and track. It's really interesting, and it, like Josh said, it's fun, but then it gets progressively sickening with this.
It's a movie from Werner Herzog.
Oh wow!
For them as sisters.
That's cool. Good job, Werner. But yeah, the whole sickening like attacker part of this movie, I was just like, I don't like it.
It's sad. It's a sad movie.
And yeah, when the ending happened, I'm like, my jaw dropped. I'm like, no way, he's still alive, right? He's still alive. The brother's alive, right?
In a way.
No way! Oh my god! Like I was heartbroken. I was like, damn, I'm so deflated. But yeah, it was a great movie.
Right from the beginning, I thought the whole time the ghost was gonna be her. It was gonna be Chloe because I like that concept of when you die you become a ghost, whatever. Like you cannot experience everything all at once, like past, present, future. That's kind of like a common thing if you believe in that shit. So I was like, I wouldn't be surprised. Like there's given me too many like kind of like maybe false clues of that it's gonna be her, because it's really just attached to her, and the fact that it's actually him, the brother, just makes the whole dynamic between the two siblings just much more impactful. Yeah, not only that, but like one of my favorite scenes, one of my favorite dialogue exchanges between any characters in the movie is between the brother Tyler and the dad, where the dad is telling him like, I know that there's a good man in you, and I hope that one day I get to see it. And the fact that he's never gonna get to see it
hurts. So good. Hurts so good.
But yeah, like this movie again, shot beautifully. I think everybody, like, honestly, if we were, I don't know, I mean, way too early to predict this, but I would honestly put them up there for like ensemble already.
Oh yeah, I think great. Chris Sullivan should talk. He's not going to, but he should.
Yeah.
He was just a great dad. Great dad. Dad of the year.
Yeah. Cooper Trap and him.
Evan's favorite movie.
I will say the one thing that didn't really work for me was the boyfriend thing, because like I get the point that the movie's trying to say, but I think it kind of becomes almost like too
goofy.
Yeah,
it borderlined on goofy, but yeah.
I think it
worked for me. Yeah. It worked for me. Yeah. I was like, oh, okay, they're doing this, but it worked for me, given what they had to tell.
Because like in the end it comes around, like I think, and works so well.
Great satisfying result.
Also, not satisfying. Also I love that this movie doesn't dance around the whole like, oh, is the family gonna believe that there's a ghost or not? Because it like within like the 30-minute mark they're like, oh yeah, this is happening.
And I love when movies do that, like just like an average, like how would a family react to that? How would you react to that? I was like, I don't know what I would like. I would totally believe, like, why not? Like, if there's no other explanation, why not just believe it? But it felt believable. Half of them believed it, half of them didn't. So fascinating to know. And I saw One of Them Days. Keke Palmer, SZA.
Hmm.
Anybody else?
Hell yeah.
Edgar, I know you saw it. Yeah, there we
Yeah.
go. This movie is so much fun. It's
Yeah.
great black comedy.
It's actually good. I mean,
It's
this is
actually
so
really
cheap.
good. No, dude, like I was laughing my ass off. This movie is very, very funny. Cat Williams, my guy, was very funny as well. The whole, speaking of ensemble cast, this movie has like a lot of great guest stars in it. The woman from
This movie
Abbott
just came out of
Elementary.
nowhere. Like it's one of those movies that like I had not heard of it until it was in theaters.
Really? I thought the first trailer, like in December-ish, was like really blew up. But yeah, it was really fun. They have a great sisterly dynamic.
How was SZA?
She was fun.
She's
good.
fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's really funny.
Yeah. This movie is just so like, it reminded me of great black comedies in the day, where yes, it's kind of goofy and over the top, but I love it. You're not a really like smart black comedy if you're not over the top at some points where things are getting a bit too crazy. I love that shit. Like Friday After Next, like shit gets crazy, but I love it.
Friday.
Oh, dude, you gotta watch Friday.
It,
it's great. Friday's the goat. But yeah, things get like crazy and out of control. The boyfriend character is the most easily hateable character you see in film. He's like, what is this effer doing? But the actor was so good playing this like clueless a-hole. It was amazing. Yeah, I just loved everybody in this movie. Maud Apatow's in this.
She's in this?
Yeah.
She's really funny.
She's like the one white girl in the movie.
Yeah.
They definitely let her know that. She's also playing like this ditzy role, but this movie just so much fun. The theater I had was a very packed theater, laughing all the time. It's just a joyous experience to watch. So
yeah,
I would definitely recommend it.
Yeah, speaking of like how we were criticizing The Wolfman about taking in just one night, like this is an example of a one-day movie that it perfectly exploits the premise to its maximum.
Big time.
Yeah. What's the premise of this movie?
Basically, they were gonna pay rent, but then SZA's character kind of loses the money, and if they don't pay it, they're gonna get kicked out because they're like manager, whatever. It's like very strict.
He's on the clock, yeah.
And to add chaos to everything, Keke Palmer has an interview later that day. SZA's boyfriend cheats on her with a crazy woman, and a bunch of shit happens. So it's basically them trying to get the money back.
Yeah. So there's a fun like ticking clock to everything they're doing, where they just got to hurry up and get money any way possible. And yeah, it's so much fun. It's so crazy. It's so cool. And yeah, there was a great like the blood donor scene was hilarious. When they go to like the bank or what is it called? Like they try to improve their credit. That scene was hilarious.
Oh yeah, the loaning office.
Yeah, that was great. And then I think that last act was very cool, very fun. So yeah,
very chaotic, very different from the other two. But yeah,
yeah, very, very, very chaotic. But yeah, I had a blast with this movie. I had a blast. That was it for January. Anything else for January, guys?
I have tons more.
Okay.
You're forgetting Companion.
Oh, that was February for me. Was that January as well?
It was January.
Oh, last week.
Let's talk about Companion then.
Let's do this. This was great. I had a great time with Companion. Sophie Thatcher is just nailing the horror genre roles here. This one isn't very much of a scary movie. It's just more of a thriller comedy, I guess. I don't know about comedy, but it's just like this movie knows how to have fun with the premise that they were given here. Really establishing this weird AI, the horrors and the thrills and the craziness that comes along with AI. And I think what's the name? Jack Quaid really sells his role here as like this nefarious chaotic.
I really wish we only got that first teaser.
Yeah.
Because
I do too.
I think that the way that teaser pits from the movie, like what scene that teaser shows, and like the loss of context is incredible. And I wish they didn't reveal that she was who she is. I think there's a lot more to the movie than that, but still would have been way more fun if we didn't know.
This kind of reminds me almost of like again, staying with Lee Winnell would like to the Invisible Woman, but like slightly more funny with a different approach, with the whole thing about relationships. Um, but yeah, like I wish I loved this movie more. I don't know, I can't really pinpoint why I
It's a
didn't
fun
like it.
time. It's just a little
Yeah.
forgettable for me.
Yeah, I feel at least stylistically, I don't think the movie does much to
No.
differentiate itself from like
Especially
similar
after like
movies.
saying it's from the creators of the Barbarian.
Yeah,
I think Barbarian has so much more style than this.
yeah.
Oh yeah, but Barbarian is crazy. But this is a different
Yeah.
director. This is just a producer. He just produced
Yeah,
it.
yeah. It's just
Yeah. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. I think a lot of the gags were great. There's spoiler alert. There's one sequence where like, okay, they can change your cornerstone of your memory, and they kept going back to like this one dancing sequence. I thought that was very funny. With just swapping out the main character, the two AI between Sophie Thatcher.
the cast was fun.
And what's
Harvey
his name?
Guillen,
Lucas Cage was great.
Yeah,
It's great. Yeah.
He was really good.
Jack Quaid knows how to be a fucking douchebag really well.
Jack Quaid's a great douchebag. He's a great like a douchebag that's also like an idiot as well.
A lovable douchebag.
Lovable douchebag, exactly. And Sophie Thatcher has to go through a lot of like a range
She's
of
really
emotions.
good here. Yeah.
Yeah. Like comprehending her reality, having that robotic like essence to her, but also having like the more human essence as the film moves on. Her relationship with Jack Quaid is very fun to watch.
Yeah. I'm happy to see Harvey Guillen in more movies after What We Do in the Shadows.
Who?
And Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
Yeah.
Who is he in that?
He's the dog.
Oh.
To calm Spliff's down from the panic attack in the iconic scene.
Yeah. Oh god. So yeah, I just really had a great time with this movie. I think I liked it a bit more than you guys, but yeah, I thought it was a very fun, very interesting watch. My brother watched it again. He liked it even better. Also thought there was some clever editing throughout the movie sometimes as well.
Yeah, the editing was fun.
I thought it was very.
I did a lot of rewatches. I don't really need to talk about those. I watched Flow this month.
What did you think of Flow?
I fucking loved this movie. I think it's Tate's what the Wild Robot's trying to do, and actually does.
You can just talk about Flow. Why?
Because I wanted to win, Evan. I wanted to win. I don't want that dog shit movie to win the Oscar. I don't think it's a dog shit movie. I'm just pointing it out because I hate it.
Just a reminder that Josh cried during the Wild Robot.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Hey, that Pedro Pascal wolf got me, okay?
Yeah,
or Fox, whatever the fuck it is.
It's a fucking Fox, you fake fan.
But Flow is actually a good movie, okay?
Flow is really good. Wild Robot's also
Flow. Seriously, I love this movie.
Really
I think it's just a lot more me. Because I just loved how weird it is, how weird the world building gets here, and the no dialogue aspect, the homeward bound of it all, really works for me. Do you know Fumito Ueda, Evan? His games like Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh, I never played those games. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like Flow is like homeward bound in the style of him.
Yeah, very true.
And like little David Lowery too.
Yeah.
I really loved everything this movie's doing, and it's fucking stunning, and it got me so invested in this whole group of animals.
It was crazy how quickly invested you get into like the peril that they're in. It's such a fascinating world. It's like it's a flooded like world.
I love how mysterious it is about it too. It doesn't really like explain it all. I love that.
Even its ending is very like dark and ominous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the pelican? Oh my god.
I was like, what's going on with the pelican? And
I don't want to know.
I still found any answers.
Yeah.
Like a lot of time online, the director's like, I really want you guys to think about it. I'm like, okay.
I'm all for that. Yeah. That's cool.
But yeah, like the last shot is also very like not jarring. How do you describe it? Very like
very full circle.
Full circle. Yeah. And then like spoiler alert for Flow. Small spoiler alert for Flow. Like at the end of the movie, like the flood is coming again. Like it's like a cycle as well. So it's like it's never gonna So that was also pretty scary.
And I want to say shout to the MVP, the little capybara fucker. That guy, that little dude kept the whole group together.
Yeah,
and wasn't given as much credit as he deserves.
The leader, the true leader. I agree.
And those other dogs, fucking bullshit. Fucking hate them.
Yeah, I can't wait to rewatch this movie. I'm watching it. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a rewatchable classic, in my opinion.
I will watch this a lot for sure once that Criterion comes out.
For sure.
It's a 4K.
It's getting Criterion.
Criterion 4K.
Oh shit!
Nice.
Wow. Is Flo and Anora the big Criterion winners of the Oscar season?
So far, yeah.
Probably.
Interesting. Okay, I gotta get both of those.
No Emilia Perez.
I mean, they probably will. It's Netflix.
Yeah.
I want Maria. I want that Pablo Larraín bot set, you know?
I feel like I'm Still Here would be perfect for the Criterion.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I gotta watch that too.
We'll talk about it a little later.
So Companion, Flo.
Do you want to talk? Even though I'm pretty sure none of you guys saw it, Flight Risk.
Why did you see Flight Risk? Who put a gun to your
Why
head?
not? Why not?
Did Mark Wahlberg put a gun to your head, come to your house, and be like, "Come see my movie"?
That was Mel Gibson, right?
Yeah.
That
Well,
was
at least we now know what Mark Wahlberg would do in a plane.
You wouldn't last for.
Did we want to know that?
Here's the thing, because you mentioned Mel Gibson, and again, another person who isn't a great guy. This movie is really weird to think that he made, because even if you don't like him, and if you don't like his movies, you just see his filmography of things that he has directed in the past, and
He's a good director.
You
can't.
And you can say you could say that they're like prestige movies. I mean, Braveheart, Hacksaw Ridge.
Hacksaw Ridge is goated.
Yeah, like Passion of the Christ. What else am I missing? Apocalypto. Like they're like again, prestigious
staple movies. Yeah.
And then you go to see this, and I'm like,
Flight Risk. Like, oof.
It's like the most straight to VOD shit. Huh?
Yeah.
It's like the John Travolta movie.
This movie is bad.
That's what it looked like.
Okay, Edgar. I'm never gonna watch. Josh, are you ever gonna watch this Flight Risk? Edgar, you got to tell me how this ends. Does he die? He has to die.
Okay, so here's what happens. They're trying to.
Who else is in this?
Michelle Dockery and Topher Grace. They're like the main.
Topher Grace is in this.
Topher Grace is in this.
So here's what happens. Topher Grace is a wanted man because he used to work for like a mobster or some bullshit, and they're like trying to like take him from Alaska to New York or something to testify on court. And they get on a shitty plane because they're just trying to get him to New York as soon as they can. And then it turns out, oh, here comes Mark Wahlberg flying the plane. But Topher Grace, as Mark Wahlberg and the lady Michelle, as they're having a conversation with the headphones on, they can hear him. But Topher Grace realizes that because on the floor it's the license of the actual pilot.
So stupid. What are you doing?
and then he realizes like, oh shit, this guy probably works for like the mobster, you know, so he's gonna try to kill us. And then like within like 5 minutes after that, a bunch of bullshit happens, but they get Mark Wahlberg on the back of the plane like tied up to like a pole. Yeah. And the whole movie, and Topher Grace has a point. The whole movie, Topher Grace is trying to convince the FBI agent or whatever to kill Mark Wahlberg, because if they don't, he's gonna kill them.
Yeah, like why not? Why do they keep him alive?
Yeah, and like the thing is like, oh, we need him because we need to know how to fly. We need instructions how to fly their plane. But like Mark Wahlberg's character is not giving them any directions. And then at some point, one of the FBI people from their office, they're like in contact with her, and they put like an actual pilot on the line that's guiding her how to fly.
Like you really don't need Mark Wahlberg.
So you really don't need Mark Wahlberg, but
he's there to be there.
Yeah, he's just there. And the movie is basically just a series of events of like him getting loose and them tying him back up, even though like there's no reason for him to still be alive. So to answer your question, how does he die? At some point when they're finally getting to like land the plane, a lot of stuff happens that like what do you call the wheels of the plane or whatever?
Oh yeah.
Like as they land, they kind of break, so the plane is kind of like rotating or whatever, and part of the plane like comes off. And
Too
Mark
soon.
Wahlberg,
Too soon.
Cuts him in
yeah,
half.
yeah.
Too soon.
I
And,
wanted a glorious death for his ass.
and then Mark Wahlberg's character, you kind of just flies by, but as the plane is landing, there's like a bunch of like cars and ambulances. So he just falls onto the ground, and like the ambulance runs him over.
Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
Oh my god!
and I'm like I'm not mentioning
He
a lot of
dies?
things. No, he dies, but like
He does die?
yeah, he does die. But like
Hell yeah.
before that, he like stabs Topher Grace, and like he's kind of like bleeding to death. And as she's trying to land the plane, she's also trying to keep him alive. So it's just a bunch of like weird stuff happening. It's
That's
really
Academy
bad.
Award nominated
Oh,
director,
God.
Mel Gibson.
It's really bad, but it's
Yeah,
also like very entertaining because it's a very stupid movie.
Does it look
Sounds
good?
so stupid.
I'm sure
No.
not.
No,
Yeah.
I mean it opens with an AI hotel, so
Okay.
Ooh, great. That's
This is one of those instances of becoming a horrible person actually makes you lose all your talent, finally.
pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah. I just watched the trailer. I'm like, oh yeah, he's gonna get a glorious death for sure.
It's not.
and also the whole thing about him being bald, like it's just there for it to be weird. There's no point to it.
Yeah.
Oh, hit the balding?
Yeah, because he has
Fine.
a wig that's stuck to his hat, and then when the hat comes off, just the hair comes off. But like
Oh,
again,
just-
like there's
that was his hit.
yeah.
All right.
Okay. So flight risk. Here's one that Josh did not like that I had a lot of fun with. Hard Eye.
Wait. That's February.
Oh, are we doing January?
Yeah, I still have some left.
What do you
I'm
got? What do you
done.
got?
But go for it.
Okay. Have you guys heard of this movie called The End?
The end.
Joshua Oppenheimer.
Oh, I heard about this one. Yeah,
It was going to
in the
be a
bunker?
good words player, then it flopped.
like this is like shot in the
um,
bunker, right, or something like that.
It's a post-apocalyptic musical, and it's not for everyone. Like, that's a down statement. Like, that's an understatement. But it is very much for me. I think it's one of the biggest swings of last year. It's how do I say this? It's very ambitious. It tries it's saying a lot. And I think it's messy, but his messiness kind of works in its favor. I don't think it would have worked as much for me if it was as polished as it could have been. This ensemble is incredible. Tilda Swinton, amazing. Michael Shannon is unreal here. George McKay becoming one of my favorite
He's really good.
supporting character actors. It's the musical numbers. I think they're really well done, and I think this might be my favorite musical of last year, which I know isn't saying much, but I would get more than Wicked. I would get more than obviously.
Oh, you like it more than Wicked? Okay.
Yeah, it's just very interesting. It's long. It's like 2.5 hours, maybe over. And yeah, like I said, it's messy. A lot of it, or some of it, doesn't work as much as it could, but I think its messiness is what made me so attached to it in a way. And it has one of the most bleak third acts I've seen in a while.
Cool.
So, seek this movie out. It kind of flopped everywhere. A lot of people don't like it, but
I don't think it even came out in
it's
theaters
really
in
good.
Cincinnati.
No.
I would
No.
have heard about it.
Yeah. If you like musicals, if you like risky, bold swings and movies, watch this.
Like Better Man.
Well, Better Man, yeah, let's talk about Better Man. I decided is my favorite musical if it counts as a musical. I think it's more of like a music biopic, but there's some musical numbers that are incredible. Edgar, take it away.
This movie is fucking fantastic, but I don't know, maybe I just saw it at the right time, but even though like there's a lot of obviously like fucked up shit that happens in it because it's just Robbie Williams' life, that's how it is. If I don't know, it feels like a good feel movie to me in a sense of like this guy being so openly vulnerable by making this movie where he
It's rare.
where he just depicts himself as what he used to be, an asshole. And there's
And
something
doing
really,
it through a monkey is genius.
yeah, and I mean that is part of it, of I feel like why the whole thing works is because by making him a monkey, you can kind of use that as an excuse to hide almost your face from like accepting what you did, but also just like being willing to share it with the world.
And it makes us more sympathetic towards them too.
Yeah,
Because
and
it's an animal.
yeah,
You see,
and,
like, snorting cocaine and almost killing himself. Yeah.
yeah, and just like in the end, like by the maybe 1 hour mark, like honestly, I just forgot that I was seeing a monkey. I was just seeing a
Yeah.
character.
So seamless.
Yeah, like kudos to the guy that plays him, because like I know Robbie Williams is getting most of the credit, even though he didn't really do the acting part or like the motion capture, the performance. It was Juno Davis.
He's incredible.
Yeah, he's really really good, and those musical numbers are fantastic. Probably some of the best, if not easily the best, since Hitman for me.
What's that story
And
for me? But yeah.
yeah, and even though like the movie makes this point about Robbie Williams being how he is, most likely because of his relationship with his father, and his father is kind of depicted as a dick in the movie. They do try to give him a redemption arc that I don't know. I'm not exactly sure if it's earned, but it got to me. Like that entire that last set piece of him performing in front of everybody in the industry, really good. Like that Frank Sinatra number, so good.
And yeah, it just has a lot of sauce. I know I've been saying that a lot, but that the rock DJ scene is just incredible. The scene on the boat, I forgot what song it is, but
She's the One, yeah.
The montage, like all of that, fucking incredible. And yeah, the ending climactic fight is insane, and something I was not expecting to see in a musician biopic. It's fucking crazy, and I just love how bold and fresh and just rare this movie is, and how I thank Paramount for taking such a risk on this. Like, they've been doing great work with taking risks on talents, and like Babylon and shit like that, and Top Gun and all of this. And here, this is not a tour movie. That sounds snobby, but like, it's Michael Gracie is automatically like, I never watched Greatest Showman. I don't like that story, and I don't like the music, so I never watched it. But he shows a lot of promise with this.
Yeah, this is how I get Evan to watch this movie. Evan, there's a lot of like anime vibes in this.
Anime? There is a lot of the Indian fight is very anime.
That might get me to watch it, but yeah, we'll see.
Why are you so reluctant?
It just doesn't look interesting. I don't know what. I don't need to see a movie about a guy playing a monkey. It just didn't appeal to me.
Whatever. You're missing out.
Well, yeah, there's like a lot of people missed out.
Yeah, you're the problem.
I'm the problem? I didn't do shit.
Exactly. You didn't watch it.
I'm glad the movie got made for the people that watched it. I'm just saying it's just not an easily appealing kind of movie. That's not,
I don't think it was marketed the best either.
How do you market that?
Exactly. You have to see it to kind of like for it to work for you.
That's true.
You gotta believe, Evan. You gotta believe.
Seeing is bleeding. What is it? Polar Express.
It is better than Polar Express.
I forget you guys are Polar Express haters.
I love Polar Express. What are you talking about?
Okay. Edgar is.
I watch it every year.
Love that movie.
Every single year I watch it.
I will tell you this. That monkey is way more real looking than the kids in that one.
Well, because it's fucking 20 years older. 20 years newer.
Nah.
That was revolutionary, Edgar. What are you talking about?
Nah.
I mean, Klaus and Polar Express I watch every year now.
I haven't seen Klaus.
Klaus is so fucking great. Oh man, it's so good. Anyways, are we in January still? Jesus Christ.
Yes, Baby Girl. Finally watched this in January.
What'd you think?
Loved it. I think it's Is it crazy to say this might be Nicole Kidman's best performance when
Yes.
she's like the greatest actor we have right now? Because I think it is.
Wow.
I think she's one of our greatest actors ever, and this cements that. And I think she's incredible here. I think she should easily win the Oscar. Well, I want to be nominated, but she's fucking not.
Wait, what are you talking? Win the Oscar for this for Baby Girl?
Yeah, she's unbelievable here.
More than
The
What?
range.
Diana Torres.
Yeah,
I mean, Nicole Kidman's good in this movie. She's really good.
I
in
think
this
she's
movie.
incredible in this movie.
I don't think she's incredible.
Maybe I'm outside the box here, but I this is one of her best performances, I think.
She's really good. I just didn't see it as like mind blowing.
She's doing so much here.
Is she?
So much vulnerability, yeah.
I mean, yeah. She's really out there. I would commend her for that. She's out
Yeah.
there. She's really
Both of them are, yeah.
for sure. Yeah. I agree with that 100%. 100%. What is
And
Nicole Kidman's best performance? I don't even know.
I love Birth, Jonathan Glazer's Birth. Moulin Rouge, she's right there.
I've never seen Moulin Rouge.
Being the Ricardos, obviously.
Never saw that one. For sure.
Horrible movie. But yeah, Helena Region. Sorry. I think this is a much more assured directorial effort than Bodies. I think Bodies was fun. It was a fun movie, but I think
like Bad Bodies more than this movie.
Really?
Yes, not even close.
Wow. Okay.
I just had more fun with Bodies.
It's a fun movie, but I think what she does here is so like just
That might be
I
true.
don't know. I really
think-
was impressed by this.
I think this movie is a better directorial on a directorial front. This movie is more clean and precise. I would rewatch.
I think this is a
Bodies,
little
Bodies,
messier,
Bodies.
and I think that's why I like it more.
Oh,
I was gonna mention that I would agree with Josh that this is better had the third act affected me more, because I do think the third act is where a lot of it just kind of for Baby Girl.
Wow, okay.
I just feel like I mentioned it. I think it was in December to Evan, where I felt like a lot of the core dilemmas of the movie just get resolved very easily.
yes, I remember you talking about that. Yeah. The conclusion of the
I don't
like
think
the main...
they did resolved at all, and I think that's what works for me.
Okay, I think I'm on the other end, where I think it's like I get it. It is very just like left in the open. But I also think this is a disservice as well. I mean, I think it's both.
It's like it's the whole problem is on her. It's like it's her.
Exactly. But then we don't see the reckoning.
Exactly. And I think that's like kind of speaks volumes. So I don't think we ever will with this character.
Well, we won't. The movie ended.
But you know what I'm saying.
No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I get you. But yeah.
I don't know. I love this movie. It's probably top 30 of last year. It's for out of like 120.
Somebody put that in the Blu-ray.
Top 30 of the year.
Top 30 of the year. I think it was like in the 50s, 40s and 50s for me. I think it was really good.
It's in my 20s.
It was 20. It was 20 for me.
I forgot.
You want to know where Anora is for me, Evan?
Don't even say it. We're moving on.
43.
Fake fan. I don't know.
It's fun. I watched it last night.
It's fun. It's crazy.
It doesn't. I need more depth for that character. I think she's a little unknown.
You need depth for the character. You talk about Baby Girl, which just ended. Just like, oh, I think I'm good.
There's still a lot of depth there.
Well,
because of how like unlikable she is. I don't know. What else do I have?
8, 12, 16, 20.
What else do I have?
Still January.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like my number 52 of the year, Baby Girl. I thought it was
Sundance. Do we want to do a little Sundance block?
I wanted to see that for last.
Okay. The Last Showgirl. I watched that.
Oh wow.
Have you guys seen that?
I've seen it.
I think I'm a fan of Geotopia. I love not love, but I really like Palo Alto. I had a great time with Mainstream. That's a very small movie that I don't think a lot of people watched. I think it's a little messy, but Andrew Garfield's in that movie is incredible.
Wasn't really mainstream.
it was not mainstream now. But here I think is her probably like her eye coming into fruition the most. I think her like effort as a director is like I can't really find the word, like the most assured here, I guess. It's very much of another like not much of a plot, just like day in the life or like week in the life of these characters. But I think it's done really well. And Pamela Anderson again should have been nominated. I think she was incredible.
There's
one of my favorite performances.
5 performances. There's only 5 nominees. You can't nominate everybody.
I only think Fernanda Torres should be there, and Mikey Madison. Those are only 2 I think should be there.
Crazy talk.
How? What? You like Cynthia Erivo? She's fine. Carla, no. Who else is there?
Demi Moore?
She's alright. She's good. She's good.
God, your ass is an Oscar vote. I would hate to see your Oscar ballot, motherfucker.
Really?
I'll make fun of your Oscar ballot in a second.
So somebody should take one of Josh's quotes from today out of context and put it like as a anonymous voter.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have sauce. People would like it.
Imagine put it on Twitter. Oscar ballot number 7. Demi
Nicole
Moore
Kidman should be nominated. Yeah, people would agree.
Only because Carla's there, you can easily replace her with anybody.
Cynthia Erivo, you guys really like that performance so much?
I thought she's really good. Yes.
No, I don't really do it.
The only 2 that I would keep from that lineup, again, not the show, but
Fernanda and Mikey.
I would keep Fernanda and Demi.
Really?
Not even Mikey? Edgar, what are you talking about?
Who's your 5B?
Angelina Jolie.
Let's do this. Little segue. Who'd your 5B for actress?
Okay, I would put Angelina Jolie.
Yeah,
I would maybe. This is a huge maybe, but I just think she's really good and really effective in selling the themes of the movie. I would maybe put Kristen Dunst for Civil War.
Okay. Evan, your turn.
Oh,
I don't know.
Wait, did you finish?
No, I just that's just 4, right?
Is it?
4. So let me. Who would I put for my last spot?
No idea.
Oh, easily. Fucking Marianne Jean-Baptiste for Hard Truth.
Oh, I haven't seen that. Evan, your turn.
I don't know.
And you're giving me shit.
Well, yes, because you said I'm just giving you shit about Demi.
I think she's good. She's a lot better than Carla and Cynthia Erivo, but I personally wouldn't have made my 5.
Sure.
Mine would be Fernanda, Daisy Ridley for Sometimes I Think About Dying,
Nicole,
Angelina Jolie, then probably Pamela Anderson.
Not Mickey. I thought you
said Pamela
Renna
Anderson.
It's what you watch.
You are just like an Oscar voter. If Pamela Anderson performance came out, if that movie came out in January, you wouldn't even be mentioning her name.
Exactly. That's how awards season works, Evan.
That's crazy talk.
No, she's genuinely really good here. She's really fucking good.
I think a more interesting one to do for yourself would be like supporting. But again, not the show.
Yeah, I would take all of them out.
Yeah, I would take all of them out. Like I would easily put Rebecca Ferguson in supporting.
Yeah, I would put. I mean, kind of hard now, but Jack Haven, formerly, I don't want to dead name them, but
who are the supporting nominations?
I Saw TV Well.
Yeah.
It was Zoe, Ariana.
Because those 2 are supported, right? Is that what your argument is?
No, I just wouldn't have them in my 5.
Ariana's really good.
She would be the most likely to make it if I sat down with it, but
Zoe's really good. People are saying that because Amelia Perez sucks.
She wouldn't make my
Zoe's
personal
really
5 though. Because I think all 3 actresses from his 3 daughters would probably be in my 5 if I'm being real with myself. That's crazy, but I love that movie so much, and I think all of them are equally incredible.
That's crazy. I'll put Natasha. Even though I'm like the biggest Carrie.
Carrie Coon is so good. Elizabeth Olsen, so good.
I'll go Natasha, then Carrie, then Elizabeth. In terms of,
I think Elizabeth Olsen's my favorite in that.
I'm the opposite. Even she's really good. It's just the other two compelled me more.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just because of the character. Oh, girl from Hitman. What's her name?
Oh yeah, Gia Jonah.
Yeah.
Aubrey Plaza from Megalopolis, obviously.
Oh,
Okay, back on track. Showgirl.
on track.
It's
Your Oscar-nominated Showgirl. You gonna nominate Jamie Lee Curtis too, motherfucker?
I would
No.
not nominate Jamie Lee Curtis. No, she's good. I think it was a little like overblown, the hate for her. I think she's better here than she was in Everything Everywhere, and
Really?
more deserving. Yeah, but still, I mean she's good. I think Billy Lord even better, incredible. Kieran Shipka, is that her name? What a year she had! Like this, she was incredible here.
Was it a great year for her?
This
Yeah.
Twisters,
Long Legs.
Long Legs.
Maybe I'm just
Something
thinking
else.
about the Santa Claus movie that we saw, and I was like, she was not great.
Oh,
What?
Red One.
Oh, she's in that.
Yeah,
She was
the
the
villain.
villain.
Wow.
Wasn't great. But yeah, she was great in Long Legs. Yeah, that's a great movie.
Let's try to
All
do
right.
some of the new releases because I might have to leave like in under an hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
We're still in January, Josh.
do my little David Lynch rant at the end because I have a big chunk.
Oh wow.
Because David Lynch passed away unfortunately in January, so
Yeah. Rest in peace.
I've been watching a lot of his stuff, so I'm gonna talk about it later.
February. Are we finally there?
Yeah.
Yes.
The month of love.
Oh wait, sorry. One more. It's a new release. It's a new release. It's very small, but I'm like championing this movie because a lot of people don't like it, and it's like nowhere. Inheritance. Have you guys heard of this?
Inheritance. No.
Nope.
It's very very indie. It barely was in theaters. It
What's
just
it
looked
about?
interesting to me. It's a globe-trotting thriller, and headlined by an incredible performance by Phoebe Dynevor from Bridgerton and Fair Play. I think she's great here. It sounds very generic on paper, but it hit the spot for what I was needing that night. It's shot entirely on an iPhone. I think it looks good. Yeah, it's a good, solid little thriller and has a lot of juice with it.
Sauce.
A lot of sauce, yes.
Yeah, you wanted to use another word so badly.
I don't know. I think it's really fun little thriller, and I recommend it to you two. I think you two would really like it.
I'll write it down.
It's
That sounds
right
fun.
up Evan's shit.
I love thrillers. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really fun. Rise Evans, he's her dad in this, also great. It's a really, I think, story goes interesting places. Yeah, it's a really interesting thriller. Very small.
Okay.
All right, we could move on now.
The month of love.
Yeah, so we had the weekend of the first big weekend was Love Hurts and Hard Eyes weekend. Love
Did anybody
was
see
kind of-
Love Hurt?
I did.
Really?
Yeah, of course. That was day one from my boy Ki Hoi Kwan.
It looked fucking terrible.
It is terrible. I wouldn't say terrible. I gave it 2 stars because I like Ki. He's good in the movie. He's the
1
only
star
bright
just for
spot.
him.
Yeah. It's very unserious. The tone is all over the place. It tries to be emotional, but it fails. The main romantic dynamic between
I don't
him
understand. Sorry, I don't understand how much Ariana DeBose's career is fucking tanked.
yeah, she's
After
not
West
great
Side
in this
Story.
movie.
Needs new agent.
She does because they try and tell me like her and Key have like this romantic connection. I just can't feel that at all. It's a very weird pairing. So I just didn't really buy their chemistry or the dynamic, and that's kind of like that's trying to be the heart of the movie. So that the action, him performing the action is pretty solid. But yeah, the plot is very thin. The story is very thin. It wraps up in less than 90 minutes. And that's all I can really say. It's just very unserious, goofy, wild. no real like emotional connection to a movie that's about emotional and romantic connections. It really flounders. The story is not really good at all. Yeah, one of my least favorites of the year for sure. But Key, I can really tell. Like, I really want Key to be in more lead roles because he really sells like his protagonist.
Goonies too, baby.
Oh boy, he'll be the side character again.
I think he'll lead that.
Maybe. Maybe.
Because we have Sean Astin, we have will
Josh
they get Josh
Brolin.
Brolin bad? We'll see.
Yeah, but I like Goonies, so that'd be fun. I finally saw Goonies like a year or two ago. But yeah, Josh, you didn't like Hard Eyes.
Do we want to get there?
Let's do it.
Are we there?
This is the
I'm
weekend.
somewhere-
You guys go first. You guys go first.
Somewhere in the middle between you two.
I had a great time with Hard Eyes. I think it's a very fun thriller, a slasher in particular. Slashers have the DNA of slasher films is all over this movie. It has a very fun chase sequence, plural. I really like it's very like it's surprisingly earnest in a way that I didn't really expect. So I really like their chemistry together. I love what's his name? Mason Gooding. I thought really, really good. Really, really good. And Olivia Holt's really good as well. Big fan of her. She was on the show. What was it? Cloak and Dagger. I remember her from on Hulu. She was really good in that. So I like that. I think the director Josh Rubin just really understood this chaotic, crazy, goofy slasher DNA. Kills are appropriately brutal, very weird, very crazy. The killers are okay. It kind of falls into like the recent Scream movies where the killers aren't the best part of the movie. And I said this about Scream 6 and Scream 5 as well.
Scream 5.
Scream 5.
Come on now. Jack Wade, Madison, come on now. That's like top 3 Scream
Even
movies,
for
man.
Josh to say that when he hates that movie.
I don't.
The reveal of Mikey Madison being a killer.
I
one
like
of the best
Mikey.
Scream reveals ever.
Mikey in that
Come on,
movie.
Evan.
I like Mikey in that movie. I think.
Come on.
I agree. I
Jack
think,
Quaid's great too.
Mikey Madison's fine, but Jack Quaid's like okay.
Somebody
not up
clipped
there.
that of Evan saying Mickey Madison is fine.
For Sunday.
Shut up. Yeah, she's great. I'm sorry, I take that back. Jack Quaid's okay. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of Jordana Brewster. She's fine in this movie. But she wasn't the best part of this movie. I wouldn't say she's bad in this movie. Again, this movie's very goofy. I think she just fits that goofy role.
I mean, I think everyone's bad in this movie. But
Same thing for
everyone.
Same thing for Devin Sawa. Devin Sawa was really fun in this movie as well.
He's better in the Chucky series.
I never watched the Chucky series.
Remember Casper?
Casper's really goated. I like
Casper's great.
Casper's great. I watched that all the time growing up. Oh my gosh. And yeah, that's about it. I think it really nails a great balance between goofy slasher with a romantic heart in the middle of it all.
Before I let Josh go through his rant, here's the thing. I did enjoy this movie for the most part, but funny enough, I think the slasher side of it is very generic, and it's whenever there was like a chase sequence or like a killing scene, that's when the movie would like lose my interest because I just didn't find it very interesting. I thought it was kind of dull. But the thing that did kind of, get my attention was the whole dynamic between Olivia Holt and Mason Gooding. I feel like their chemistry is really great, and it kind of like not makes me sad, but like their chemistry deserves a much better script, a much better movie than this. Like I wish there was just like a straight rom-com between the two.
I guess, but for me, I had the same vibe when I watched like Thanksgiving, Eli Roth's Thanksgiving. I think like the kills here and the kills in like the Eli Roth's Thanksgiving were both like weird and brutal and just like.
I would agree with that, but I do think like whether you like the guy or not, he goes all out with the brutality, and it is very mean-spirited. This is just generic slasher stuff.
I don't think a lot of the kills were generic.
Which one do you like?
I mean, the whole opening sequence, the whole kill inside of the vegetation thing, that's generic. Where have you seen that at?
God,
Like, I mean, a lot of the
bland.
kills you haven't seen in a lot of places.
It's so
There-
bland.
Oh yeah. I feel like maybe the most gruesome, just because, and it's in the trailer, is the one when he opens the door of the van and kills the couple having sex.
The diner or the not diner,
That
the
was
drive-in stuff was interesting. I think that's
Yeah.
the only good set piece in
Yeah.
this movie. All right. I love Josh Rubin. I love him from Dropout, from his shows there, and I really enjoyed his previous movie Werewolves Within with Sam Richardson.
Oh, I missed that one. That was on Hulu.
Really fun whodunit. Really well directed. So I love him. So it hurts to say that this is one of the most miserable experiences I've had watching a movie in a long time.
Miserable?
It was like it hurt watching this for me. I thought their chemistry was awkward. It did not work at all for me. I think almost every performance in this was just not great. I think the script is fucking terrible. One of the worst scripts, insufferable.
What made it insufferable?
It's just so generic, and it's like, I don't know. It's not organic at all. It is not natural. It is forced to hell. I think every choice is stupid. With the killer reveal, fucking stupid. It is funny to have Dana Brewster and to have her be like a Hobbs and Shaw joke. That's fucking weird. Wait, I don't know. I don't know. I did not have a good time watching this, and I don't really have much to say.
I don't think every decision was done. It felt very natural for me. I mean, I didn't feel like every decision they made was like, if you're getting chased by a killer, I think there was one instance where they go into like a random not like a random alleyway. I'm like, why are you going in there? But even then, Mason Gooding makes a point to be like, you just left me there. Why'd you do that? So the movie even talks about it on the show.
Their dynamic just felt so forced to me. I don't know. It didn't work for me. I know I differ, but I don't really want to talk about it as much because I just don't have anything to say about this.
You don't have any explanations.
I don't have anything nice to say about it, and that sucks. It was just not having a good time with this.
Wow.
I will say, in terms of like things feeling forced, again, for the most part, the dynamic between Holt and Gooding did work for me. And I think their dynamic and their comedy that came from them was pretty solid. Everything else around them, in terms of like the comedy, it did feel very forced, like in the sense of like, oh, we are making a joke about this. And I'm like, oh, okay.
I say this in the most worst way possible. This feels like the random terrible B movie that's playing on the TV in like a good drama. Like the purposefully bad, like Stab, but actually bad.
Yeah, I don't know. I had a great time with this movie. I think the connection in the slasher elements really worked for me.
It just felt really generic to me, and it's nothing new to say. Nothing
Still don't seem
new.
that generic to me. Like
Nothing bland.
There weren't any kills here that I saw like in other movies before.
But they're just done like so dully for me. Like there's this, I don't know, the staging, everything about it just was boring, was bland to me.
Interesting.
Unmemorable.
I mean, they're totally gonna make a sequel to this, so we'll see. Is it making money?
Not really. It surprisingly cost like $18 million to make. So I don't know if they will make a sequel to this. Maybe because
too busy making
like this and
sequels. Yeah.
Like this and Thanksgiving, they both have easy franchise ability, whatever the word is there for that.
What are your guys' thoughts on the new Scream movie?
It's probably going to be good. I don't know if I'm going to see it.
7?
Yeah, Scream 7.
After everything, I honestly like. Am I still gonna watch it? Yeah, but like,
I don't care.
Yeah, I might not watch it. I was like, it's just a movie. Even though this is like my favorite horror franchise next to like Final Destination.
It's sad,
but yeah, it's like even without all the controversies, like the story, but they're bringing back a lot of characters. I'm like, why are you bringing back Stu? What?
Yeah.
He died. He got a TV on his head.
The only way that I would see this working if they pull a new Nightmare where it's the killer
It's
the
just like
movie.
incredibly meta. Yeah.
Yeah, like basically New Nightmare, Freddy Krueger is about the actors, about Freddy coming to the real world and haunting the actors.
They're never going to do that.
They're not gonna do that.
Yeah,
But like, that's the only way that I would see
It's not
this
Wes
movie.
Craven. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have that kind of.
I mean, it's Kevin Williamson, but I don't think he has much sauce as Wes Craven.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch Sick? Was that good?
Sick was fine.
Eh,
It was like it was a solid COVID thriller. It didn't do much for me, but
He directed that, right?
I think so.
Okay.
I saw that on Peacock. What's next here? Now we're at the weekend of Captain America and the Gorge.
The Gorge.
The
You want to talk about the Gorge real quick?
The gorging red Hulk.
Wow. I like the Gorge a lot. I thought it was a very fun movie.
I need to see this.
Miles and Anya, it's Anya, right? Miles and Anya had a great, very engaging dynamic. They have great chemistry together. I kind of really liked the first half where like we're getting the slow buildup of their relationship. The romantic earnestness of their relationship is growing.
Basically a rom-com, yeah.
Yeah, the second half gets more cliche, generic, I guess. But even though it is generic, Scott Derrickson, the director, really nails a lot of the weird, supernatural, crazy elements. So even though they are going through like generic, like mystery, predictable, exposition-y stuff happening, the action is nothing you've never seen before. The supernatural stuff is kind of creepy at times and really well shot. Like I really like that kind of stuff. So yeah, the second half kind of like turns it into more generic streaming endeavors, but overall, Anya and Miles kind of like pull it all together.
Yeah. Funny enough, I kind of feel the same way about this movie as I feel about Hard Eyes. Like their dynamic really good. Everything else I could care less about.
That's sad to hear from a Scott Derrickson movie.
Yeah, but like it's funny because I was watching this movie and once you get the first look of the creatures and how they look like, all I could think about was like, these guys just look like the Davy Jones. No, they just look like Davy Jones's crew from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Even the way they move and they're animated is very similar, but like somehow they feel more. What's the word? Like they're not there. Like
Yeah.
like at least even again it's like early 2000s, but like the CGI, like the character designs for Davy Jones and his crew, like it feels tangible. There's nothing tangible about.
Does this look and feel like a straight to streaming movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, that's
Which is unfortunate. It's not one of those movies where I was like, damn, I wish I saw this in theaters. No, I'm fine watching this on my couch.
At least we're getting Black Phone 2, right?
Which is weird. I'm like, how do you follow up that movie? But I trust Scott, so we'll see. So yeah, it's good seeing Miles Teller and stuff again. He's really good.
Is it?
Yeah,
he's good, but like he's a little problematic.
Is he?
Didn't he like? Wasn't he like anti-vats or whatever? Yeah, I don't know.
Probably.
Like probably.
Probably.
Just assume the worst from your favorites.
But yeah, I thought it was really good. I thought he was really good. But yeah, and Anya already has like a new Apple TV show on the rise. So
what?
Her Apple connection's happening. You didn't see the first look? It's like a limited series. I think it's called like.
I don't watch Severance, so I'm not on Apple TV much.
You're
How do
missing
you not
out.
watch Severance? Best show on TV right now.
You watch it, Edgar?
Hell yeah, it's fucking incredible.
Every Thursday,
I need to
baby.
watch it. I got the Blu-ray, so maybe we'll watch it finally.
You get the Blu-ray of Severance, but you just haven't watched it?
Yeah.
You sick monster.
Yeah.
What are you doing? It's great TV.
I've started I watched the first 2 episodes. I was like, I'm not in the right headspace for this. That was like a couple years ago.
Better lock in.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Gorge is Gorge. Captain America, what do you guys think? Captain America, Brave New World for the MCU.
Aggressively fine.
Yeah, I thought it was solid. I think the best part about this movie is that
Anthony Mackie
really rocks.
Harrison Ford.
Anthony Mackie
Fucking
and
incredible.
Harrison Ford are great. It's so hard because I can spend an hour. If you want a longer deep dive, Nathan and I talked about a lot of the flaws and some of the great stuff with this movie on My Cup of Tea. A long time talking about this movie. But long and short, I think Anthony Mackie and Harrison Ford are really, really good. It's just that the character writing and the thematic storytelling is very thin for this movie. Like Captain America, and they kept doing a lot of comparisons to Winter Soldier, and Winter Soldier is a great Captain America movie.
Once again, it just doesn't have the sauce.
It doesn't, and Winter Soldier is a great Captain America movie. You learn a lot about
so weird.
Steve Rogers. Yeah,
sorry, but it feels so weird to say that about the Russo brothers. But continue.
Yeah, I mean the Russo brothers cooked for a lot of their movies.
Hey,
yeah,
MCU Russo brothers, incredible. I stand by that.
Winter Soldier, Civil War, Infinity War, Endgame are all great movies.
Great run.
I stand by that. But yeah, but now it's like now you're like Electric State, everybody, the great man.
Cherry.
Cherry. I never even seen Cherry. I'm just like,
God, that was terrible.
But yeah, for this movie, I didn't get enough of Captain America. I didn't get enough of Sam in this movie. Sam has a great dynamic with Falcon. He has a good dynamic with Harrison Ford.
That's all right.
He has a good dynamic with
Isaiah
Bradley. He has great dynamics with a lot of people because Anthony Mackie just has that electric chemistry with people. But I'm not getting enough of Sam's hurdles. It's the same things he's been dealing with since Falcon and Winter Soldier. He's just saying like
it's the exact same arc.
I should have took the serum. Like what are the more egregious scenes in this movie? Spoiler alert, because everybody already saw this already. After the whole what's it called? Celestial flight sequence, I thought was really cool. I love that flight sequence. Very fun action. But afterwards, Falcon is down. He's really down on himself. He sees Bucky, and he's like, "Man, I should have took the serum." It just felt like a weird criticism to lament himself with after just
like
saving the
erases
world.
all the growth he's had for.
Yeah, it's like no.
Since Endgame.
I was like, you should have a different issue in this movie. It shouldn't be about the serum because you're good, you're fantastic without the serum. You're great. You should have a different hurdle to overcome in this movie, and he just doesn't.
Can I add something to your point?
Yeah.
In that same speech, he tells Bucky, spoilers, he tells Bucky about how am I gonna live up to Steve Rogers? He stopped 2 alien invasions. My bro, you were in 2 of them.
You were there! You were right next to him! Oh, and one of the funnier scenes in this movie...
You saved Steve Rogers!
Right? One of the funnier scenes in this movie is when Falcon's on the bed, and he's like, when I was a kid, I looked up in the TV, and do you know what? I wanted to be like you, Falcon. Like,
wait, is that the ending?
Yeah.
I had to step away because I was going to miss my I'm Still Here screening, and that was way more important to me.
Oh, wow.
So I left right at the hospital scene. Is there anything after that?
No, he goes Betty, to see Harrison Ford again.
Yeah,
I
saw Betty. I saw Betty.
Okay, but yeah, that ending also was really weird. Like, I think one of my bigger complaints is Harrison.
What's Ford's the last note ends on? Is it like with Falcon in the hospital?
I don't remember.
I
just remember the end credits.
Oh, that was I didn't.
The hospital might be the
online.
End. The Harrison Ford part. Yeah,
I saw him in the raft. I saw that.
So the raft, it might be raft then hospital. Then.
Yeah.
So yeah, you didn't miss much. But yeah, like Harrison Ford's character, one of my major gripes with this movie is that like they want us to believe, and there's so much here, but like they want us to believe that President Ross is changing. A lot of the characters in the movie profess that like, hey, President Ross is different now. He's changing. President Ross talks to Sam Wilson, being like, "Work with me, Ross."
I think that's
the Avengers. I've changed.
That works for me. I think that's the best part of this movie.
But for me, I'm like, I didn't see any evidence of his changing, and to the contrary,
I think it's all evident in Harrison Ford's performance.
Well, I think every decision he makes here is flawed and failing. Like I'm not getting the sense that he's ever changed at all since the beginning of this movie and since we last saw him in Civil War. Like I'm not getting the evidence of how this guy became president, how he's changed. If anything, the movie
I don't know how the fuck he became president. Like, especially after Secret Invasion. What the fuck?
I mean, we do live in the real world, Josh.
No, but you didn't watch Secret Invasion, Edgar.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
There was a whole fucking different president. It was Dermot Mulroney. That's where he left off on. Then randomly he's just elected. Okay.
But yeah, I'm just like the movie kept saying like he's changed. I'm like, but he hasn't. Like he's still this messed up guy. And for me, I think the movie would have benefited from getting a consistent presence of Betty, who still wasn't talking to him for 10 years. It just that whole dynamic made no sense to me.
I think that's
like,
believable.
I don't think so. First of all, Betty hasn't been in our movie since The Incredible Hulk. If this movie was like 2 years after The Incredible Hulk,
That's
maybe,
just the fault of the script and this being an unnecessary sequel to Hulk. Like that,
and that's the issue. It's like, why are you putting in this whole like Incredible Hulk tangent in here like it appeared yesterday? This was 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's my main problem with this, is that like it's just unnecessary connective tissue.
Yeah, at its core, and this is very unfortunate, and I don't know if this is an actual fact.
There's a good movie in here, but it's so bogged down.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, even if it were to be true what I'm about to say, it's very upsetting because this whole movie just feels like Feige and just the studio overall just didn't have faith that Anthony Mackie could carry a Captain America movie on its own. And another reason that why I'm thinking that is because the whole movie is setting up this mystery of, what's happening to President Ross? Like,
yes. Why even do that? Why even do the Red Hulk thing?
It's in the marketing.
That was baffling. And like, granted, my mom had no clue what was happening.
But
so
like
I
think this would have been so much better if they didn't do the Red Hulk thing at all. This is him doing the inner struggle of him like trying to change his past. We don't need we didn't need. I love Tim Blake Nelson. We did not need that character at all. Just make it Giancarlo. Like, come on.
There's a lot of useless characters in this movie.
And again, it goes back to the fact that it just feels like they didn't have faith in Mackie to carry a Captain America movie.
I think the politics are interesting in this movie. Like, they're not done well, but like it's some interesting ideas with the Celestial Island and the war for whatever the fuck the substance is or whatever. I think it's interesting. It could have been done well, but it's not.
I agree. Like, it's not even a political thriller.
Groundwork is there for a good movie, but unfortunately, it's so bogged down.
Agreed. It's like it's a thriller, but it can't really dive into the politics that it's setting up. It doesn't have time to.
No, the pacing in this movie is so unnecessarily fast. It's breakneck. For what reason?
Josh, it's fast, and they keep on repeating dialogue. It's mind blowing to me. Like, one of my least favorite scenes is when he's talking to Giancarlo, who's also wasted in this movie. It's like,
oh man, he could have been the main villain. Make him the main villain. It would be fucking interesting.
But Giancarlo's like, well, I can't tell you stuff unless you free me out of prison. I won't do this. Well, let me tell you anyways. So what are you gonna do? I'm gonna do. Like, they kept repeating themselves like so much. Also, when Sam is talking to Samuel Stearns or whatever the thing or whatever the guy.
It's just an unconfident movie. It's just so unconfident in itself.
It's so unconfident in itself because they kept repeating the same lines, like, hey, so this is our objective. Okay, so to do this, we have to do this. So to do this, we have to do, like, they kept like repeating it like we were dumb.
It's because there is not committed to the whole like shared world between TV and movies. They have to over explain shit because people didn't watch your fucking failing TV show.
Yeah.
It's just such a problem, man. It's so disappointing.
It's so crazy because, again, I think Anthony Mackie's really good here. I can't wait to see him.
There's so much potential here,
in the Avengers movies. But yeah, it's like they could have just made this play it straight. Winter Soldier played it straight. Your main villain is what's his name?
Fucking Robert Redford as a Hydra agent, not the CGI fucking red mess. Like, come on.
Yeah, like Robert Redford and Bucky being your main like emotional and political villains. That's what we need. Good. Like, there's no political villain. I guess that's Japan, but Japan was right. It's like for the most part, like, again, the President Ross here was just fucking up every which way. It's like, hey, Ross, why do you want to start a war with Japan? He was like, well,
and like the whole thing with Isaiah Bradley, like, it's so obvious what happened to him, and then these characters are so fucking stupid they don't get it.
Right? Exactly.
Like, they should know after Winter fucking Soldier that these people did fucking brainwash.
And Sam's telling him this. He's like, be quiet, boy. I'm like, I would have slapped his ass. I'm like, who you calling son or boy? I'm like, oh,
God, like, God. Thunderbolt Ross. Come on. He's so much smarter than he is in this movie.
He is. In the movie, he's telling me that he's supposed to be complicated. But I'm not getting any of that besides Harrison Ford's great performance.
Yeah.
I'm not getting this complicated nature. The writing is so flat for your character. But then at the end of the movie...
Man, God bless Harrison Ford, though, because he's the only thing that may be interested in this. That kept my attention.
He's holding it together, for sure.
He's fucking incredible here.
Like that scene when they're both arguing back and forth on the submarine.
He's the only thing that sells like the potential of this movie. Even more than I think Anthony Mackie was fine. He was way underused, and
he's I wouldn't say underused, but like his character is so thin because I think they had no clue where to go after Falcon Winter Soldier, which is baffling.
Which makes no sense. Yeah,
it makes no sense. with Rise of Skywalker, where they're like, "Well, we had nowhere to go after Last Jedi." It's like you had so much storytelling potential, but you guys are writing yourselves into a corner. I hate when they do this.
I feel like there's a scene after the assassination attempt between Sam and Ross where they're
Which
arguing.
also a fucking stupid scene. Like that did not need to happen at all. Like it's obvious what happened.
Yeah,
Which one
and,
again?
like, they're arguing like
Assassination attempt.
yeah,
Mhm.
they're arguing in the bunker, and Ross is like, "Oh, you're not Steve Rogers," and then Sam's like, "Yeah, you're right, I'm not." That should have been the whole arc. That should have been like you already
Sam trying to convince other people of his potential, not himself.
Yeah, because you already went through that arc in
Yeah.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Exactly.
Why are we doing this again?
Why are we doing the
Because-
whole serum?
People didn't watch that
thing?
show.
Like we're doing the whole serum thing again. Like for me, this movie is like supposed to be like setting up like him as a leader. The next time we see him, he's going to be the leader of the Avengers. So I think this movie should have set him up as like, how is he?
Oh,
as
yeah,
a
that's
leader?
right.
Like how is he going to be? as a
God, this
leader?
movie leaves off with such a like unsolved arc, and he's gonna be the
So-
leader in Doomsday probably. Like it makes
He
no
should
sense.
be, as he should. I think you have a great dynamic with like Brie Larson and them. But for me, I'm just like, have this movie be like, okay, I'm Captain America now, but Captain America led us. How do I, Anthony Mackie, lead people? In this movie, he's just like complaining about himself again. I'm just like, what are we doing? It's like
Then we have the
I watched-
unnecessary fucking
watched this
Zionist
already.
character that just
Oh, she's useless.
she's a fucking terrible actor, by the way.
Beyond the terrible acting, which is agreed, and beyond the Zionism part, her character makes no sense. Like she is following every single line that Anthony Mackie does. He goes to prison, she goes to prison. He goes to Camp Force One, she goes to Camp Force One. Halfway through the movie, she's like, "Oh wait, you're right," and then after that, she disappears.
She just has a crush on Bucky.
She just watches.
What? That was
TV.
so random.
That was so random. It's like, oh, but guys, that makes her like lovable and humane, right? She's
No,
cool,
it doesn't.
right?
She's such fucking terrible actress and terrible
was
human
bad.
being.
And I'm sorry, I'm a short guy, but it's like seeing her being like 4'10", beating down some 6 foot guys. It felt very unbelievable to me. I'm sorry, might be heightist or whatever, but it like,
Serena Carpenter with you.
but it just, I'm sorry, but it just, I just didn't buy her as an action.
And just the
intelligence.
action scenes, the choreography, the staging is so bland. Like, what are we doing here?
Again, the only thing I liked the whole like flight sequence, him and Falcon and the Celestial. I think that was a really cool thing. He was riding a rocket. That was pretty fun.
It looked terrible though.
And then I liked the Hulk versus the Hulk versus Falcon thing. It's just that when they get to
that was trash.
I liked it in the White House. I thought it was really stunning. But when they get to the cherry blossoms, that's where it gets like, oh, this is the reshoot area. Because like when he's talking to Hulk, like the differences.
It was just unnecessary. The whole Red Hulk, like that whole angle, did not need to happen.
I think last part, but I think the Red Hulk thing, they wanted us to portray like, hey, this is a guy who's trying to get
And
better.
do it better.
like Red Hulk is like pushing him back. Like
You have Harrison Ford. Just convey that through him. Like you've tried.
I agree.
Like he tried.
Like just make him Harrison Ford, and he could
Oh,
just
this movie's
kept like
frustrating.
somebing else as the main villain. But like
I'm putting it down a bit on my rating.
To quote Harrison Ford, let's shoot this piece of shit.
Yeah, the leader was just such an why did they?
Can I
like? Who thought to connect this to 2008's Incredible Hulk?
remember how earlier this episode we were talking about that really fantastic scene of Kevin Spacey turning himself in Seven?
Yes.
Why is he turning himself? No. Why is he turning himself in to begin with? He won. He didn't have to do that.
That was weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it just tips Falcon off to save the day. I'm like, you suck. Like this guy isn't smart. Like he gets caught halfway through the movie, and it's funny because he's like, "Oh wow, I didn't expect you to be here, Captain America." And then he just like walks away, and they have to fight some brutes. I'm just like, this guy sucks. He's not really that smart at all. The other character's just catching up slowly.
He's like one of those characters that has like it's like a cliche that I hate of in villains where it's like, oh, like what's your superpower? I just know things. I'm very calculated.
Gross. Yeah, not great, Bob. And I think that leaves us the last two movies.
We talked about good movies again.
Yeah.
Well, the last two movies I saw weren't great. How did you guys feel about The Monkey?
I liked it.
I thought it was okay.
I like
I didn't-
Rogue.
I didn't-
No,
I
no
didn't
spoilers. No spoilers.
Oh, you didn't see it yet? Okay, I thought it was kind of underwhelming to me. It's one of those, speaking of vibes, I think this was like a vibe horror movie, and for me, I'm just like,
That's not your shit.
was I supposed to connect to anything that was happening in this movie, Edgar?
I don't think so, but that's kind of the point because it's just goofy.
It's just goofy horror.
This feels like an Edgar movie. Isn't it an Edgar movie?
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's Theo James being like, oh no, oh no, oh no, the whole movie. He just like,
You don't want
it's so funny because like the way that you feel about Hard Eyes is how I feel about this. Vice versa.
Yeah, I mean, this movie is appropriately goofy. The goofy nature is really funny at times, but also I just think it's really mixed.
Yeah,
because it's funny, but then also it's just like I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I think like one of the things that you have to consider when you watch this movie, and even Osgood Perkins mentioned it, said it. If he would have done this movie when he was in his 20s, he would have probably approached it as a straight drama. But now that he's in his 50s, he's just like, this is approach it as a comedy. And part of it is because like there's a lot of imagery in this movie that is kind of like very fucked up. Especially if you consider his background, because in the real life, his parents died. His dad died of AIDS, and his mom died in. She was in one of the 9/11 planes, and there's a sequence where you see a plane kind of like, So again, like he's like approaching it with a very like dark comedy, sense of humor.
Okay.
And once you kind of like understand that a little bit, you kind of tag along with the goofy journey that the movie goes on. And for me, it worked.
Yeah, you're just like, that's a good point. You're just like tagging along. You're just in it for the ride. It's just like I'm just inundated with like character relationships. I'm just like, you hit me with the sibling dynamic, and I'm like, okay, that could be fun, but I just couldn't get attached to any of the characters. I really wanted to, because again, I thought the kills were appropriately brutal and wild and fun to watch.
I'm surprised you didn't like this a little bit more, considering it's very Final Destination-y.
In Final Destination, I think the setup is just more interesting in those movies. Mm-hmm. This one is just like 1, 2, 3, boom. I'm just like, oh, okay, wow, interesting. Like it didn't like really take its time with the Final Destination movie. But Theo James is a bright spot in this movie. I did not know he was going to be playing. Is that a spoiler? I don't know. But he's playing like the dual role aspect of it all.
That's not a spoiler. It's just twins.
Okay, yeah. But he's really good at that. Theo James is a great voice actor. He was in Castlevania, and he's really good in that. Like he's been in a lot of animated movies and TV shows. So to have him like be like the voiceover in the first half of this movie, it really worked.
Yeah, Tatiana Maslany. She's not in it a lot, but she's really fucking good.
Dude, that one scene where she like screams, and it's in the trailer, but like it's really good. Yeah, Tatiana Maslany, excellent. I love her.
She's in the next Oz Perkins movie, right?
Yeah, Keeper or something like that.
Oh, cool! I didn't know that. That coming out this year, next year?
Yeah, coming out this year.
Wasn't there a trailer for it during this?
I left. I didn't see it.
Dang, is he just like churning out movies? Oh my god,
crazy! Yeah, good for him.
Wow, what are you, Ridley Scott? Come on. Okay, yeah, that's a monkey. And then I saw The Cleaner with Daisy Ridley.
Ooh, okay, I need to see this.
This was fun. She finally gets her own Die Hard movie. Not a lot of like sauce to it, but Daisy Ridley is really good.
Director of Casino Royale, right?
Yeah, Martin Campbell. Martin Campbell can make really great action movies or really solid. Never a bad action movie from Martin Campbell. And this one's just really solid. Daisy Ridley is really good. Her dynamic with her brother is really special and heartwarming. The action's solid, but it's not like a big like action. Like this isn't like a Taken or I don't know, like a Die Hard. Like this isn't this isn't her doing super crazy stunts. But it has a nice like save the planet kind of message to it that's easy to latch onto and engage with. The villains are pretty goofy. But there is some like how do I describe it? There's some interesting hierarchy to the villains that made the villains slightly more engaging, but they're not great as a whole. But overall, Daisy Ridley sells. She really anchors the heart and the soul of this movie.
It's Clive Owen, right? Also,
Clive Owen's also in this movie. He's part of the villain group as well. So there are some surprises, but overall, it's pretty solid, pretty generic. But again, I come for Daisy
Ridley,
Ridley, and she really anchors it all.
I love
together.
her career at this point. Like, it's just the choices she's making is really good.
A lot of great indies. You get your Disney Channel stuff with that one swimming movie that I really liked.
Did you watch Sometimes I Think About Dying?
I did not watch that yet.
You need to watch that, Evan.
I know.
It's my number 4 from last year. I love that movie.
Yeah. Go.
Okay. I guess I'm alone for a second. All right, everyone. Let me tell you about A League of Their Own. I watched this for the first time. I'm not obviously a big sports guy, but this has become one of my favorite sports movies.
A League of Their Own.
A League of Their Own, yeah. Gina Davis, Tom Hanks.
I don't think I've ever seen this movie.
It's just a really fun, like, probably not your thing. It's a very vibey sports movie. It's a really interesting story about like during the World War II, I think, when all the men were obviously drafted. So there was a professional women's baseball league to make up for that, and Gina Davis and her sister and a bunch of women chosen to play professional baseball for the first time.
Wow.
And it's just like the team dynamic's really good. Rosie O'Donnell, you got Madonna. It's just a really fun movie, really fun sports movie, and it has a message and again a lot of sauce. It's really fun, and it's just my type of sports movie for sure.
I think you say that I might not like it, but you know, a lot of these family comedy sports movies from the 90s really have a special place in my heart. So I might need to watch some of these movies. Like, again, it's one of those movies that they don't really make nowadays.
No,
A League of Their Own would go straight to streaming now.
I mean, there was a series like reboot
with the woman on Amazon Prime. Yeah, I heard that was pretty solid. That they got
that they canceled it. Yeah,
unfortunately. I wonder why, Josh. Yeah, they don't like homosexual.
We'd say this for Edgar. For my class, I had to watch Rocky for the first time.
Wow, for the first time.
I'd only see the Creed movies, so I finally watched
think Rocky.
of Rocky. I was surprised at how like chill it is, how cozy it is.
Right?
When bought scene, it's just about him and Adrian. Like, I loved it. It was really surprised me.
It's one of my favorite romantic pairings in a movie. Not even sports movie, just in a movie, period. Because the movie takes its time establishing their connection to when you get to the ending, Adrian, like, it's so special. It's so earned.
Yeah.
I love their relationship so much. And yeah, like, I think Ryan Coogler kind of nails that too with Creed, where Tessa.
Yeah, I also rewatched Creed again for this for my class this week. So
Tessa and Michael have that automatic great chemistry, and I think he learned that from the first Rocky as well.
I really liked Rocky. It was a surprise for me, but Creed is just probably my favorite sports movie. It's one of the best raised sequels. It's an incredible movie.
Creed it's
fucking phenomenal.
It's godly.
It gets better and better with each watch for me.
It does. Like, there's no wasted scene in that movie. It's peak.
It's like, I put my Letterboxd through. Like, you don't see any other sports movie this soulful, exhilarating, or emotionally resonant for me.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, there's so much to it. Again, sauce. There's so much sauce. There's so much like heart and soul. There's like
the score.
Oh my! Good. One of my favorite scores of all time.
It's so good.
Of all time.
Yeah.
Ludwig's best. Fucking phenomenal shit.
Ludwig's best.
I think so. Yeah. It's hard because he's puts out banners constantly, but that training montage, like, come on.
Oh man, I just get pumped.
Oh man.
Ooh, sorry. Edgar, Josh saw Rocky for the first time.
Of course he did. What did he think?
He loved it.
I'm surprised at how like simple and cozy it is.
Mm-hmm. I feel like, well, actually, I don't know. I was gonna say maybe it kind of has like a similar vibe to Creed, but I feel like this is Rocky's.
I kind of differ. I think there's a lot more boxing in Creed, and I was surprised at how little there is in Rocky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go in a bit early, but I did want to talk lastly about Paddington in Peru real quick.
Hell yeah, baby!
Oh yeah, how'd you like it?
I really like this movie. I wish Paul King was directing this. Yes, but I didn't miss him as much as I thought I was going to.
That's the thing.
But Sally Hawkins not being in this movie.
I miss Sally Hawkins way more.
Yeah. And no offense to the new lady that they brought,
she's fine.
Emily
she's fine.
Mortimer. She's good. She's really good.
They don't do much with her.
No, and she's fine. Like, she's really good in the role. But my problem is that this very much feels. I mean, there might be more movies down the line, but this very much feels like a wrapping up the trilogy. And there's like a really emotional moment between Paddington and her character that
and you miss Sally Hawkins so much.
Yeah, and for what it's worth, I buy it. Like, it got to me, but I wish it was Sally Hawkins.
Is she playing Sally Hawkins' character, or is it a different character?
Yeah,
it's the same character.
She's
Oh wow, okay.
And like they flash back to scenes between Paddington and Sally Hawkins
with her recast.
Yeah, but yeah. It's just like it's just odd.
It's just a little odd. Yeah, it's for me personally. I think the first two Paddington movies are like both 5 stars. I think there's maybe my favorite family movies of all time. There's Perfect. And this one, like, still has those heights for me. Just a little less perfect. I think, like, I'm just like, I had this bitter smell all throughout. It's Paddington. Like, I think, even though Paul King isn't there, I think Doodle Wilson still brought it. He still captured a lot of the same amount of whimsy and joy of the first two, and yeah, it's just again a lot of sauce.
Yeah, I've never watched the Paddington movies, so I gotta catch up.
Yeah, Olivia Colman is fucking fantastic.
Oh my god, yes. I think this might be have some of the best Ben Wishaw's moments as Paddington too. Yeah. There's so many a lot of good emotional moments here.
Yeah,
especially the ending. I cried so much during that ending.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna spoil the mid-credit scenes, but perfect.
Yeah. I do think the second act drags a bit, but the third act makes up for it because it's just incredible.
Yeah, Antonio Banderas. It feels like
interesting choice.
Yeah, it feels like he's playing the same character from Indiana Jones, but better.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like this movie, and bring more Paddington movies.
Yes, we need more. Evan needs to watch them.
I really do. I think Nathan and I are gonna do a commentary run of those movies.
Nice.
Yeah. But that's it.
Sorry, Baby. Sorry, Baby. Do we want to talk about that? You watched that too, right?
Yeah, we can talk about it real quick. Yeah,
real quick. Yeah. So we'll do Sorry Baby, then we'll move on to other Sundance stuff after Edgar leaves.
Yeah.
But Sorry Baby, I think this is I didn't rank any of these movies yet. I'm terrible, guys. I'm sorry. But Sorry Baby might be my number 1 movie of the year.
It's mine too.
It's so good. It really shook me. It really affected me because I'm watching this. I think it's one of the more evocative and moving performances from I'm blanking on her name right now.
Ava Victor, who also directed it.
Oh yeah, excellent direction.
One of the I've been saying this a lot the past few years because it's been an incredible year for directorial debuts, but this is one of the best.
I agree completely.
So good.
It's so well done, tackling a difficult subject matter in a way that's not harping on the difficult subject matter. It's hard to describe, but it's directed and written in such a careful and caring way, with some light moments of humor, companionship, warmth, amidst all this again difficult subject matter that I just really adored and found super, super engaging. I was just locked into her life as she tried to process this trauma in a way that's again comedic and heartwarming and dark, but also just very uplifting. I think that last scene is just one of the most moving scenes I've seen in a long time. Yeah.
I think one of the most painful things you can do as a human being is having to put on a mask and pretend everything is okay when in reality everything is just broken inside. And I think this movie captures that very beautifully in the way that it balances drama and comedy with its lead. Again, like Josh said, fantastic directorial debut. Fucking wild that she was shadowing Jane during I Saw the TV Glow.
Oh really?
Yeah, she was like shadowing her. And I say why because they're like very completely different movies. But yeah, like again, like the way that she manages the tones is just impeccable.
Incredible like balance of tones.
Yeah, and the dynamic that she has with the supporting cast with Naomi Aki and Lucas
Oh.
Hedges.
Oh my god, I'm just so glad to see Lucas Hedges back.
Right? I'm like,
Wild.
where has this Lucas Hedges been? Like, man, he's
Yeah.
so good. But yeah, Naomi Aki always kills it, and she was so good here. What a great friendship.
Mhm.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Kelly McCormack. I think that's how you pronounce her name.
Oh.
She's the annoying friend.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
She's really
Perfectly
fun.
annoying. Perfectly annoying. Yeah.
How I put it in my review, it says like it's like it feels like a hug that you're kind of scared to commit to, but once you commit to the hug, it's very rewarding.
Yeah. I mean, I was like locked in from scene one. I'm just sitting there on my laptop, just like,
It's just
oh
like
my God.
so like blunt with its honesty and its sincerity, and I think that's really rare to see.
It's some of the best writing. I really hope it gets.
Oh
recognized
yeah.
later
Oh
in
my
the
god.
year. Some great-
A24, don't fuck it
The
up.
scene of the
Beautiful.
when she goes into the professor's house and we stay on the shot of the house as it goes through the night. Fucking peak, dude. Peak.
Woo! Great idea. Like we don't see it, but we don't need to at all. Like because it's written all over her face. It's perfect. And when I'm watching this, like my mouth, like I get drained. I'm just like, oh no.
And the structure too, like the nonlinear structure works so well for me.
Perfect. I agree.
Yeah.
And again, I rewatched that scene at the end. I don't want to spoil who she's talking to, but like I rewatched that scene a lot of times. I'm just like really grasping the heart of that conversation.
There's a lot there too.
Exactly. So yeah, Sorry Baby, excellent movie from Sundance. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. But Edgar, you gotta head out.
They can't watch it now.
Oh yeah, I mean later this year, go watch it.
hopefully.
If A24 doesn't fuck it up. But yeah, you can find me at EDGRT on all social medias. You can find some of my written work at Latin Reviews and the Cinema Spot. And I'll be here for the next one, maybe Friday. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I'll keep listening to you guys, but I have to go.
Awesome. Peace out, man.
Have a good one.
So yeah, Josh, Sundance, baby.
What do you want to? I only watched 2. I only did Sorry Baby and the series that we will talk about.
That I was like had to binge that last day because I was like, oh fuck, I gotta hurry up. I wish we had longer. But real quick, I'll talk about Omaha, which broke me as well. Oh my gosh, Omaha.
That's John Majaro, right?
John Majaro for sure. Written. Let me see here. Director Cole Webley nails this movie. John Magaro is fantastic, and the little girl Molly Bell Wright is.
I've heard a lot of hype about her. Yeah,
in this movie, she's definitely you know when they do the awards for like best young actor or actress.
Yeah, Indie Spirit.
She's gonna be in there everywhere. Critics' Choice, Indie Spirit for sure. It literally left me speechless. It's such a perfectly raw and gut wrenching film that like envelops over the course of time as you slowly realize what these kids and what John Magaro is really going through. It has like this like constant sense of like sadness, but when you understand the relationships that the characters are going through, a father and his 2 kids, we understand the relationships, some of the external factors, and some of the other unfortunate circumstances that they are dealing with. It only really elevates the sadness and the emotional impact. And just watching them go through glimpses of happiness, sadness, a lot of happiness as a family, a core family unit. It's so special. But again, you constantly have that feeling of sadness in your head and in your eyes as you're watching this movie. And visually, it's also very special as well. There's some beautiful shots as they're going through like this road trip. But yeah, the ending really is a huge gut punch. I started to tear up a little bit. I think John Magaro is just really shook me at the end. It's one of the most like again gut wrenching performances from him. He really angers the sadness, the emotion.
You think it's his best?
I probably do. Yeah.
Have you seen First Cow?
I have not. I've seen the second
really
Cow,
there too,
but not the first.
Also in Orange is the New Black.
Oh really? Cool. I never watched that show.
A really fun show.
Yeah, I didn't know
fun until it's not.
But yeah, Omaha really good. I don't know if it got bought by anybody. I'm not
There's
sure.
been a lot of a big lack of purchases from Sundance, and that bums me out.
Yeah.
But Hal Harper hasn't been bought yet.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
It feels like a good Hulu. For some reason, I'm thinking Fox.
Everyone, I've seen nothing bad about it. Every review I've seen is good.
I think Fox Searchlight should grab this stuff. It feels like a Searchlight kind of picture.
Feels like Hulu for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
FX.
So exactly right. So Omaha. I saw Plainclothes as well.
Is that Tom Blythe?
Tom Blythe, yes. The guy from Tom Blythe played Cornelius Snow in the Hunger Games prequel movie. If people are unfamiliar with that, he was great. Movie. He was great there with Rachel Zegler, and he's great here too. Tom Blythe is just excellent. This movie filled me with such a odd sense of anxiety, like a constant sense of anxiety and tension, as this character Tom Blythe is a cop who is also
sorry to interrupt you. Is this the VHS one where it's kind of what's a VHS?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Which for me, it worked. I think it worked better for others than it did for me. It's definitely a more unique direction in editing. I think it worked better on an editorial front than direction. Okay. Sometimes it just took me out sometimes, but it's also very cool and risky and smart. So it worked both ways for me. Mm-hmm. But Tom Blythe consistently excellent. He's a cop who is gay, but he's also tracking down gay couples as well, or at least it's a very weird.
Is this 70s, 60s, period piece?
Yeah, exactly. It's 80s, 90s, 70s. Something. I think it's 80s, 90s. Where they were tracking down homosexuals in bathrooms and just trying to catch them in the act, tricking them, catching them in the act. It was kind of sickening to me. I'm like, oh, this is really gross to watch. But Tom Blythe is doing this, and he's also gay. So it's a big moral dilemma throughout the movie. And I won't go into details, but again, his relationship with one of the main characters is excellent. It's one of the most beautifully shot movies I saw from Sundance as well. There's some beautiful shots here. But
who else is in this?
I really want to get the other actor's name. What's his name? Russell Tovey. I don't know. I've never heard of him before, but he was really excellent. And yeah, this is just another great directorial debut. So Plainclothes, I think Omaha was. I don't know if Omaha was the directorial debut or not. But yeah, it was really good. But yeah, let's talk about,
because there was one you were gonna watch, then they removed it, right? What was that?
I was gonna watch Twins, the one with Joe and Brian. It was in my cart. I was about to click purchase, and it just got sold out.
Oh, really?
Are you kidding me?
So you didn't even get the thing where they just took it from the service?
No, I didn't even get that. But by the way, what happened? Did they get a refund?
A lot of Dylan O'Brien accounts posted clips from the movie.
Him having sex or something.
They just removed it because piracy.
Stupid.
I don't know about refunds. I don't think so.
If I bought a movie, I better get a refund from Sundance. You better. That's $30 or whatever. Shit, you better. Anyways, let's talk about a fantastic show.
Where do we begin?
I don't even have the title. It's not on Letterboxd.
Hal Harper.
Is it on Letterboxd? Maybe not.
It is. Yeah.
It is. Okay.
Cooper Raiff's next project, director of Shithouse and Cha Cha Real Smooth. He has become one of my favorite rising directors and talents and writers and stars recently. His movies have speak so much to me. And I happy to confirm Hal Harper is his best work yet. I think it's just such a staggering achievement in DIY indie filmmaking. It's such an emotional powerhouse. It's also hilarious. It's also wholesome and endearing and scary at times and just tense, and it's everything. It's every adjective of the show. It really covers the entire spectrum of what you want in a show.
Yeah, so I've only seen Cha Cha Real Smooth. The one before that you said was what? Shithouse. So yeah, I gotta watch Shithouse, but this felt like 8 episodes of what I loved from Cha Cha Real Smooth. He gets to really dive into everything Josh said. The emotional turmoil that feels so natural and lived in, and
so organic to watch. The writing, it's some of the best writing I've seen delivered and come to screen, come to life ever.
It's original as hell too. The way he does the flashbacks. I don't know if it's spoilers.
So
to spoil,
it's in the marketing. It's
okay, cool.
Yeah, it's these two drunk like 20 somethings and their dad, Cooper Raiff and Lily Reinhardt. Then the Lily Reinhardt, and the dad is Mark Ruffalo. And there's some stuff that happens in their family that's some trauma. I won't get into that because I think that's a spoiler. But we did flashbacks to them two as kids with Mark Ruffalo's dad, but
like in third
it's
grade.
them.
Right?
It's them playing their younger selves as like 6-year-olds, 8-year-olds, which is really fascinating. And I think it's fucking incredible because they embody that era of that character so well, and also like lets us see the moments of like the angles of their character that don't change when they grow up and do change, like, especially with Cooper Raiff. Like, he plays that childlike wonder so incredibly well.
He nails
it. Yeah.
And I'm watching this, like, how did he pull this fucking thing off? Like, this should take me out. This should
be jarring, yeah.
It should be jarring, but I'm locked the fuck
incredibly well.
I'm locked in because I really want to explore the emotions that Cooper Raiff's character is going through, his dynamic with his sister, and how it progressed over time. And the way they went back and forth in time was very smart as well. And yeah, Lily Reinhardt, this is her best work yet. I saw
best performance of the year. I don't think there will be a better performance this year for me.
Oh, like, shit!
I mean, that's probably too early to say. But like, yeah, God agree with me. She is fucking phenomenal here.
Yeah, she is excellent. I only saw like one season of Riverdale. I don't know what else she's been in.
Yeah, I don't. This is my first thing I've seen her in. I think I don't know. Kind of like a revelation for me.
She's excellent. I'm trying to look at her filmography. Oh no! She was in Hustlers. Have you never seen Hustlers?
I haven't seen Hustlers.
J-Lo. She was great in Hustlers. But that was more of a J-Lo thing than it was. I saw Chemical Hearts. But yeah, this is definitely her best work yet. It's just such an endearing performance. What she's going through is so like it's organic and slightly relatable. Because like people going through that like turmoil.
That's just sorry to interrupt you, but that's just what makes Cooper Raiff's movies so important to me because they're like some of the most relatable work ever.
Like that college,
at least recent day.
It speaks to us, Josh. Because
it's our age group for sure.
Our age group because like it's experiencing like that post college, during college.
Yeah, Shithouse is like during college, then Chow Chow is like right after, about to. Or is like in the middle of college, then this is like after,
and Cooper's our age. He understands the world that we're going through.
Yeah, that's why it's so special we have him right now because it's crazy to see our experiences come to life like this, and from someone our age.
Exactly, and these are some very flawed characters. Speaking of flawed characters, one of my favorite actors working in Hollywood is the Hulk, Mark Ruffalo. Has he ever turned in a bad performance? No.
Oh, damn.
He is.
Is this his best? Maybe.
Excellent. But he was just like he was great in Poor Things. He was great here. Like,
completely different role, but like
this guy is on fire.
Insane.
This is Mark Ruffalo, guys. He just
embodies... the devastation in his performance here is just unreal.
Unreal, and you
feel it every time he's on screen.
He's a very special character in this movie. He plays like a father, a tender, loving father, but also an absent-minded. Like it goes, but you understand him, even though he's making these decisions that you don't really agree with. It's just like, but the show does a great job of helping you to understand his mindset and his aimlessness. Like, it's really cool. Oh, speaking of aimlessness, his dynamic with his wife.
Betty Delpin from Glow.
I've never seen her in any.
Glow is so good, Evan. You would love.
Oh no, I have. I saw her in Stuber, The Hunt, Tomorrow War. I saw her a lot of things. I gotta watch that American Primeval show. But yeah, I never watched Glow. That's a TV show or movie?
TV show. So good. Got canceled by Netflix right when it was about to do the final season.
I remember that.
Disgusting.
That was like the workout show, right?
Wrestling,
yeah.
Women wrestling. Alison Brie. Great. One of Netflix's best shows, in my opinion.
Awesome. Yeah, I remember I was going to watch it, but then got canceled. It's one of those things where it's like, dang it, I was going to watch it.
It's still a good ending, though. It's still a good ending for being canceled.
Okay, cool. So, definitely. I'll put it on my watch list. But yeah, her
it's a cliffhanger, but like it works.
Her relationship with Mark Ruffalo is just really special. Yeah. Really, just really emotional. This whole series is very emotional. And again,
if we want to talk about emotional, I don't spoil it, but like those last 30 minutes, fucking sobbed.
Oh my god! I think everything
When I
comes
will
together.
say the scene where she's running down the street,
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. The scene, and then dude, I don't want to spoil it, but like, yeah,
insane.
when she starts screaming and it's everything comes full
That's
circle.
the performance there. That's the Emmy clip. Hopefully,
Everything that you want this show to like handle, to grapple with, is like said in those last 30 minutes. It wraps up beautifully, perfectly.
It's such a good study of family too.
Yeah,
Family trauma, family like generational trauma, all of that shit.
Yeah,
it's like done. It's just done so well
through a comedic lens, through an emotional lens.
It's funny too. Yeah, this show's so funny.
It's so funny. Cooper Rafe is just naturally funny. So yeah, guys, this show is just, it's 8 episodes, 270 minutes.
4.5 hours was
4.5 hours. Okay. It was just really good. It's really good. I really can't wait to rewatch it wherever
it's my favorite thing I've seen this year. I know it's only March, but I don't know if that'll be topped.
Yeah, it's a great TV show.
And please, dear God, what a good distribution somewhere, because I need to watch it again immediately.
I mean, I think it doesn't scream Netflix to me.
Hope not.
It screams Apple or Fox or / Hulu. It screams Hulu or Apple.
I think FX, FX or Hulu, maybe Paramount, but that'll just die there.
Paramount Plus, yeah, it's just not the place for new shows.
Or like Mubi would be a good pick for this too.
Mubi, but you can't really watch it straight. Like,
what do you mean?
Like, you can watch a streaming show on Mubi, but it's just you don't get that kind of like, people aren't going to talk about it on Mubi.
Maybe substance. Mubi's big now.
For theatrical stuff, you can easily go to a theater and watch it. Nobody has like a movie app on their phone.
I mean, a lot of people in our space do.
I mean, in our space, yeah. But
I don't think this reaches mainstream.
I just wanted to be like, I mean, this feels like a normal people kind of.
It's like very normal people, very.
Right? So I feel like it could have that recognition. Like, normal people was on Hulu and it blew up. It made Hulu, or one of the things. But like, come on. So yeah, it was just really good.
It's really special. Really, really special.
But yeah, that was it for my January and February watches. This is a very good start to the year, don't you think, Josh?
For new releases, not so much. Besides like the Sundance ones, but for like my watches, yeah.
Let me look at my 2025 list. I really had fun with Companion, Presents, One of Them Days, Sorry Baby, Omaha, Plainclothes. But yeah, I guess outside of
see this, only 8 right there.
Yeah, outside of Sundance, I guess you're right. I think mine is anchored by Sundance.
Yeah, Paddington and Presents are good.
February was kind of weak for me. Yeah, February was not great. But March, we are getting cool stuff, so we'll see.
Let me do a little not rant, but like a little chunk to end this.
Go ahead. I also want to talk about some TV as well. But
go for it. Yeah. Because I have some TV to talk about too, surprisingly.
I watched a lot of TV. The Pit on HBO is one of my favorite shows of the year.
Is that actually good? I've seen a lot of hype for it.
It's really good. Do I understand the medical jargon? Not at all. Do I care?
It's like a procedural, right?
Not at all. Yeah, it's like kind of. Like, some characters, some patients you stick with for multiple episodes because they're patients in a hospital. But otherwise, I'm just locked into like the interpersonal.
But it's like, it's not just like cable TV shit, right? It's actually good.
No, it's actually like riveting dialogue, riveting character dynamics, like the interpersonal dynamics amidst the like.
Do you think I would like it?
Medical craziness. I think you would. It's
I love Poker Face. I love the procedural nature of Poker Face. So
it's really addicting. It's 1 hour. It's a 1 day. So each episode is 1 hour. So for my episode 1 is
each
like
season is a day.
I guess, but like episode 1 is from episode 1 is 8 to 9. Episode 2 is 9 to 10.
Oh, that's cool.
11. So
okay.
It feels
like
so natural.
A day of the hospital, basically.
Yes, basically. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
And right now we're on like episode 7.
It's on HBO, right?
It's on Max. Yeah, HBO Max.
I might watch this then.
It's really good. The performances are really good. The interpersonal drama and dialogue is very fast. You're learning a lot about the characters as they go through some really heartbreaking stuff with the patient. Some heartbreaking, some heartwarming stuff.
It's not like 911, right?
No. That's goofy. That's crazy. But yeah, patients die. Families, their loved ones.
It
have
plays
lost their
itself
loved ones.
seriously.
It plays itself really seriously, and it really takes itself to heart. And I'm just, it's one of my favorite shows to watch each week. I'm just like, yes, a new Pit episode.
Okay.
Because I finally caught up over last couple weeks. What else is really good? Severance is the best show on TV. It's just on Apple TV. Severance season 2 is just killing it every single week. It's prestige television. Ben Stiller, Dan Erickson, who created the show, excellent writing, excellent character dynamics, excellent visuals, direction, writing. It's going to win all the Emmys. I think
I
it's
need
that.
to watch it. I don't know why I'm not motivated, but I need to be. I need to lock in.
You would love it. I think it's going to be that versus like The Last of Us and White Lotus for like Emmy stuff this fall. White Lotus season 3.
I watched the first episode.
I like the first episode.
One.
It introduced a lot of interesting possibilities. Episode 2 is just also continuing that. Nothing major is like, oh wow, but that's kind of like White Lotus. It slowly is getting you locked in.
It's great. Great cast. Yeah. Carrie Coon, Jason Isaacs, Parker Posey.
Parker Posey, yeah.
Patrick
Schwarzenegger, Walton Goggins. Like I think my favorite dynamic right now is the Carrie Coon dynamic. With Carrie Coon,
the trio.
Girls Trip, yeah. Michelle Monaghan and the other one, I forget her name. But I love Michelle Monaghan, I love Carrie Coon, and just like the cattiness, but like the way they love each other, but then talk about each other. Episode 2 continues that really well. Okay. So White Lotus season 3 is it's peak Mike White television, guys. I think it's gearing up to be something really special. I think season 2 got better and better and
season
better.
Season 2,
better.
like the leap from season 1 to season 2 for me was like gigantic.
Huge. Agreed.
You agree that season 1's not great?
Yeah, I didn't like season 1 that much. I was like, I thought it was okay, but then season 2 for me, I'm glad
it's huge. So good, yeah.
And the cast here is just really strong. My brother's a huge K-pop fan, so he loves Lisa on the show. She plays Mook. So what else have I been watching? I'm watching Paradise on Hulu with my boy Sterling K. Brown. He's a what's it called? Agent for the president. What's it called?
Paradise. It's called.
It's called Paradise. It's on Hulu. Sterling K. Brown is a agent for the president. He defends the president. I forget what they're called. Secret Service agent. There we go. And I don't want to tell you any of the setting or spoilers, but like just episode 1 is one. I
probably won't watch it. So
episode 1 is one of the best episodes of television I've seen. It was really, really, really good. It's really like a great pilot.
Evan, there's just so much to watch.
There is. The other episodes don't get as good as the pilot, but episode 7 aired last night, and I think it's as good as the pilot. People are talking about episode 7. They're saying it's Sterling K. Brown's Emmy clip. It is. I don't want to overhype the show.
What's the show? Like, what type of show is it?
So it's a drama. It's a drama thriller for sure. It's about the Sterling K. Brown and his wife and his kids are. Because I don't want to spoil how episode 1 ends.
Should I watch the pilot then?
You should watch the pilot. But this is from the people who did This Is Us, and there are some tropes. There are some cliches.
I never got into This Is Us.
I love This Is Us.
It seemed too hokey for me.
I love This Is Us, but similar to this show, it does get hokey sometimes. It does get some predictable elements sometimes, where I'm just like,
it's Dan Fogelman, right?
Dan Fogelman, exactly.
He did Only Murders though, too, right?
Is he? Is he an Only Murders person? I did not know that connection.
And then Steve Martin, I think, created it.
Wow, I didn't know Dan Fogelman from This Is Us did.
I think so. Yeah,
that wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, so some of the episodes aren't that great; they're just solid. But I think again, episode 1, episode 7, I'm glad I stuck with it because the premise is really exciting and interesting. There's just a lot of conflicting morality, interesting characters. Some of the characters,
I just he didn't do Only Murders.
Oh, okay.
It's very good.
But yeah, there are some cliches that hold the show back. It's not a great show, but it's a fun, solid show to watch. And again, episode 1 and episode 7 really hooked me. What else am I watching? On Netflix, Castlevania Nocturne season 2.
He's a producer on Only Murders.
Oh, producer. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, Castlevania Nocturne season 2 was a follow-up to Castlevania Nocturne. I think Castlevania is one of the top 5 shows on Netflix. It's freaking excellent. I would put it up there. I'll put the whole Castlevania anime franchise.
How many are there now?
So there's 4 seasons of just regular Castlevania, and now there's 2 seasons of Castlevania Nocturne. And I think it's just fantastic anime. Some of the most breathtaking animation ever. This is leaps and leaps beyond season 1 for me. The character dynamics are really good. It's dark. It's romantic.
This is like a spinoff.
It's a spin-off. It takes place like 300 years later from season 1 or from.
When are we gonna do a new Castlevania game?
I don't know. I think that would be really fun.
Konami is like coming back, so
I would love that, Josh. I would love that. But Netflix has not renewed Castlevania Nocturne for season 3 yet, and that really has my heart pumping because I'm like, don't acolyte me because I'm really.
I mean, it already got more than Acolyte.
What?
It already got more seasons than Acolyte.
That's true. It got 2. But I just want another Castlevania series. I'm just so engaged with these characters, the romance, the
Did
world
you watch
building.
the Cyberpunk anime?
I did. I think Cyberpunk is
good?
excellent. Oh
Okay.
God, it's really good. You will
I need
cry.
to watch it.
You will cry. It's excellent.
I still need to watch Arcane also.
Arcane is I think Castlevania and Arcane are like peak Netflix for me.
Arcane's over though, right?
Arcane season 1 and 2. Yep. But the people who did Arcane are going to be back. They're making multiple new shows in that
In
world.
the same universe? In like
in
League
the
of Legends?
League of Legends universe, exactly.
Okay.
What else am I watching? Oh, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Surprisingly
Was
really
that good? Okay.
Surprisingly really good. Nathan and I will be talking about the finale tonight when we do My Cup of Tea. But like, it was a really surprising show. It's everything I love about Peter Parker that the MCU can't do because
Really?
of like,
Okay.
and bullshit. Like, this felt just a great Peter Parker arc. It's very comic booky, and it's
I
like
haven't heard anyone talk about this.
it's really fun. It's really good show. People keep comparing it to Spectacular Spider-Man.
Is it
I
like
love that show too, but it's
is
hard
it
to
like
compare.
kind of like Invincible a bit?
Not really. No, Invincible is such a unique superhero show.
I did not know that it's going on again. The new season.
Oh yeah, Invincible season 3 is
Crazy.
really good.
I need to
Really
catch up,
good.
man. I love season 1, but I just couldn't. I don't know. I just didn't have time for season 2. I need to get to it.
I think season 2 really good. Season 3 so far is really good. I think the writing is just really good for the relationships for Invincible. But yeah, Invincible season 3, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I would give both of those, or give Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man a shot. It's like the animation. Once you get used to it, you're like locked in. Because I think the writing for the characters, the cool comic book connections, the
Because
way
Como Domingo is Osborn, right?
he's Osborn.
That's cool.
He's kind of like the Tony Stark to Tony and
Okay.
Peter. You have Osborn and Peter now, but Osborn is Osborn. He's not Tony, and there's like some flaws there. I like seeing the growth of that relationship over time. It's very cool and special.
And this
yeah,
is like a different universe, right? It's not MCU.
Yeah, it's not the MCU. There are some MCU connections, but you immediately know this is not the MCU. So yeah, give that a shot. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man's great. Invincible season 3 is killing it so far. I think there's like 3 or 4 episodes left right now, and it's fun. People make fun of the animation all the time, but like the storytelling is really strong. I like the animation; it's really solid. It's not bad at all. I think people complain way too much about animation. I come for the stories. Animation definitely helps, but the storytelling in Invincible is really strong, really cool for the most part. Mark and Eve have a great relationship this season. Mark and his mother have a great relationship this season. Omni-Man has some great stuff happening right now. Like I'm loving the story and where's the
I
possibilities.
need to get back to it because like I said, I really love season 1.
And besides that, I'm watching reality TV. Some great stuff there, but I won't go into that because it doesn't matter. But and I need to catch up in the last couple of episodes of Cobra Kai. That's on my to-do list.
Man.
But yeah, Nathan, sorry, Josh, what have you been watching?
All right, so as we know, as we mentioned earlier, David Lynch passed away. It's very unfortunate. Very scene to our mind. And before, it really motivated me to go back and watch through his filmography. Because I'd only seen Eraserhead before, his debut film.
I don't think I've ever seen a David Lynch production, sadly.
No, okay. So yeah, this really motivated me. I know it's like weird to say, but like I don't know, it's unfortunate that this caused me to finally watch through his movies. But I'm glad I am watching through his work. It's like a I don't know. I'm trying to find words, but it's interesting. So I watched Mulholland Drive for the first time.
Oh, cool.
1 second. 1 second.
And
this is
like in release order or anything
no,
special?
just whatever I was feeling. I watched Mulholland Drive first. His second most recent movie, it was Inland Empire, is his last film. So this was before that. It's Naomi Watts. It's another actress. What's their name? Laura Herring. Justin Theroux is also in this. And it's what you expect from David Lynch, man. It's fucking bizarre. It is. It's very straightforward for, at least you think it's very straightforward for the first like 2 acts. Then it takes this huge turn and really gets very dreamy. Which is a staple. That's David Lynch, staple for David Lynch. And it's fucking phenomenal. It's a phenomenal movie. It is like unlike anything I've seen, and that's just like, I'll be saying that a lot today, Evan. I'll be saying it's unlike anything I've ever seen a lot.
It's romantic, Mulholland Drive, right? It's like a romance.
Yeah, you could say that. I watched that first, then I watched Inland Empire, his most recent movie, in theaters, starring Laura Dern, who gives one of the best performances I've ever seen in this.
Wow,
best performance ever seen. Tour de force. I didn't really give this one a rating because it's so singular. I can't really like put my thoughts on it because it's unlike anything this is like serious this time. It's unlike anything I've ever seen. It's just chaos for 3 hours and like incohesion throughout scenes, but it works somehow. It somehow works even though it's not cohesive. It was an exhausting movie experience, but that's the highest praise I can give it.
How long did you say? 2.5 hours?
3 hours.
3 hours. Wow.
Some of these images will stick with me for life. It was just haunting. It was, like I said, exhausting. It was a time. Then I started Twin Peaks. I watched the pilot and first 2 episodes
Where's this on? Twin Peaks.
Paramount.
Okay.
I watched the first 2 episodes in the pilot like later in the last year. Then I took a break from it. Then obviously this pushed me to watch more of it. So that's been my journey lately, is Twin Peaks. I finished season 1, incredible. Finished season 2. Has one of the best episodes of TV I've ever seen. Episode 8 of season 2 of Twin Peaks is fucking phenomenal. Twin Peaks is just... Wait, and I'm watching So Twin Peaks was 2 seasons that came out in the 90s and got canceled. Then there was a prequel movie that came out that was supposed to start a film trilogy, but that got canned because the prequel, even though it's incredible, I watched that also. It flopped in theaters. Then that was like the end of the story. 25 years later, 2017, we did a revival.
I remember this was breaking the internet when it came out, like every episode.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I've been watching through that lately. I'm like it's 18 episodes. I'm on episode 12, I think, and it is. I don't even have the words to describe this show. It is just abstract and surreal to the full degree.
Wow.
That's all I'll say. I'm gonna do a full Twin Peaks discussion with a friend of the show, Alden Diaz, whenever I'm done with the show. So If you're interested, look out for that. Because I have a lot of thoughts, and I need a full separate thing to discuss them.
Yeah, I've always wanted to watch that show. I've heard it's really up my alley. So it
is. You should give it a chance. The pilot is incredible. It's like one of the best 90 minutes you'll ever see.
Mm.
Yeah, so that's basically it.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, his death is so unfortunate, so sad, because he's definitely one of the most pivotal, groundbreaking artists in our realm, for sure.
You feel his inspiration in so much work these days.
Growing up, I just knew him like, the David Lynch Dune guy. I I never really got into Twin Peaks until like the 2010s, where I was just like, oh, people keep on talking about it. Especially in 2017, I'm like, wow, I should really start watching this show.
Yeah.
I just never got around to it.
I don't know if it's your thing, Evan.
People keep saying like the supernatural weirdness, the craziness.
But like, given, I don't know, I could be wrong because I've always been wrong on my thoughts on what is your thing, but it's very, it makes you feel stupid because you don't understand it until it eventually plays out.
So you're saying it's like not like Hard Eyes. Got it. But yeah,
do you like Green Knight?
It's okay.
Yeah, okay.
It's okay.
That's my barometer for like surrealism.
I didn't love it, but like I really appreciated it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's cool. That's really cool.
So yeah, David Lynch was unfortunately one of the greatest talents we've ever had. And I'm glad to finally be experiencing his work.
Yeah, never too late. Seeing him in that in memoriam at the SAG Awards, I'm just like, oh man.
Yeah.
Really hits. But okay. I think that's it.
That's it. Yeah.
I think that's it.
I mean, just a little mention. I watched E.T. in theaters again.
Ooh.
On Sunday.
Nathan's favorite movie.
One of my favorite movies.
Excellent. That opening shot.
Incredible. The ending, the last third act of that movie is perfect.
Perfect. What a great movie.
That's it though. That's it. I'll talk about I'm Still Here on Friday whenever we do awards, because that's fitting to talk about there.
Yeah, everybody watching, if you stuck with us, on Friday we're going to be doing our Oscar predictions because the Oscar ceremony is on Sunday. We're going to give our final...
Crazy, it's
right?
already Sunday. Yeah.
Like, February is like dead and gone already. That's wild to me.
That's insane.
Black History Month, always the shortest month of the year.
You get shorter instead.
Big time. So yeah, like I cannot wait to finally, put a cap on the last 2 Oscar episodes for this Oscar season. This has been
just the general vibe. How are you feeling going into the ceremony?
Excited. Like I'm really invested in Anora. Unlike you, I really love that movie.
I would be happy if it wins. I think Conclave is better.
I just. It's going to be really interesting. Like,
I will owe you. Was it $25?
Was it 25? You can just do 20. I don't care.
Okay.
But like, I'm excited for like the best actress category in general. Having very excited for Demi and for Mikey. Like, I love both of them so much and their performances for different reasons. Best Picture is very cool. Like, I think Anora just be a very unique Best Picture winner.
Will you become a 3-time Oscar-full winner? We'll see.
I don't know, because while it has been such a chaotic season, I think a lot of the categories are coalescing. But there's some tricky ones. Best Actress.
It's crazy how up in the air actress and picture are. Yeah.
Picture, director, even. So
yeah.
It can go a lot of way. Yeah, I could easily lose this one. I could easily lose. Like if I pick Mikey, like I won last year because I went with Emma Stone over Lily Gladstone. I think
that's true. Yeah.
I was like, I'm sticking with Emma
Stone.
And
I fucked myself so hard last year because I believed that Boy and the Heron would win, but I put Spider-Verse because I played it.
That shocked
me. That was dumb.
What
happened again this year? Will I do a Wild Robot and Flo ends up winning, and will I kill myself? Maybe.
On stream. Oh, usually there's like been a lag because I'm ahead because I have live TV.
Oh yeah, we'll all be cohesive now with Hulu, right?
Hulu. Yeah. So I think that'll be really
solve
fun.
A bunch of issues.
But yeah, so join us on Sunday. Join us on Friday as we give our predictions and watch the live show. Those are always very fun podcasts. So.
Yeah, we'll have a big group of people, hopefully, for Sunday, like we have in the past.
Yep.
Just a big hangout as we watch along with the Oscars.
Exactly. So follow me on Twitter, Harris EV9. I will be live in 3.5 hours from now. I guess in 4 hours, because Survivor's on tonight. I gotta tell Nathan to delay the podcast a little bit. But so Survivor's tonight, but Nathan and I are going over a lot of the movie news. James Gunn and Peter Safran talked a lot about the changes at DC this week.
Man, what a week for DC.
What a week for
what
DC.
An unfortunate week for DC.
So very, very interesting stuff going on there. We're talking about Invincible from last week, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man finale from last week. And
have you guys talked about the Bond news yet?
That's on the show notes as well. The James Bond,
okay.
Amazon. Oh boy, guys. You know what's crazy? When even my dad is like, "Is this good news, Evan?" I'm like, "No, Dad,
No.
it's not good news."
Do you want some cheap spin-offs for Ben Whishaw? Then yes.
Yeah, we're gonna get the Gray Man James Bond edition. Anyway, so yeah, catch me on Twitter, Harris EV9, talking all things Oscars, movies, and TV.
And you'd find me at Josh G. Woodbury on Twitter and Blue Sky sometimes. You'd find the show at WHFG Podcast on Instagram and Twitter and Blue Sky for updates and thoughts or updates and whatever. We barely post there unless we go live, to be real. So yeah, we'll be back this Friday, at least me and Evan for sure. Maybe Edgar will join us for final Oscars predictions. Always a fun time. And we'll be back Sunday with our annual Oscars watch along live stream. It's extravaganza with a whole group of people. A lot of friends from the show coming in and popping by. That's a fun time. And eventually, we tried to do it this week. Will it happen next week? We'll see. Our top 10. What's that whole show?
Ranking. Oh, we come to rank, right?
No, we come to this place to rank. Yes, for 2024 movies will happen sometime soon.
Yeah.
So look out for that. It's been like a year since our last episode for that.
Big time.
What was the last one we did? Legacy sequels, I think.
Was it Legacy? It wasn't like Pixar or something like that. Or was it Legacy sequels?
Fuck, it was Dial of Destiny. So that was like.
Was it Dial of Destiny?
I think so.
No way.
No, wait.
Wow, we didn't do one at all in 2024?
No, we did one for 2023. We had to have.
We had to, right?
Right? I think so.
Maybe?
Yeah, we did. Because I made an edit for that, so.
Okay, I believe you.
I guess a year ago was our last one.
We should make like a playlist on our channel about ranking.
I think there is one.
Okay.
Yeah, we're busy people. Bear with us. But yeah, goodbye, y'all. See you Friday and Sunday.